Hi guys, it's Milka. Welcome back to my channel, if you will. I know it's been a while. I think I acknowledge and recognize that my readings are more of a sporadic thing as opposed to a consistency thing, though I am working on the consistency. Actually, I did want to talk about, before we get into what this reading is about and all of that stuff and your choices for today, I will be moving over the tarot portion of this channel to my business channel, which is NutAeum. It'll be linked in the description below. Currently there are no videos, but I'm going to start putting out tarot videos on that channel. So this is going to be my second to last video on this channel when it comes to tarot. But I will have another video that'll be my final video that's like a tarot card reading on this channel, where I'm going to say all the same information again, that I'm transferring over the tarot portion of this channel to NutAeum, and I'll be using this channel a little bit more for music, like the affirmation songs and a couple of other things. I do have some big plans, which may take a little bit of time to execute, but stay tuned because I'm working on it, I promise. Okay. So, as we were mentioning the sporadic readings, something I would like to say is this is going to be one of your, an October monthly reading to see what's coming in, what the healing focus of October is for you guys, and what you have the opportunity to leave behind in September. I know. It's coming quite late in the month. September is basically over. But usually when you're leaving something behind in September, right, it can carry out a week maybe into October. So it's all good. Also, as the table shakes, this little everything actually is probably gonna shake, but especially this little smoky quartz. So just a heads up if you see that shaking. Yeah, so let's get right into the reading, I guess. And by the way, all of the cards will be linked in the description below, as well as social medias and whatnot. I also officially have a website now. There's still some stuff I would like to add on to the website, but the website is out. It is to the public, so that will be linked down below too, okay? All right, guys, let's get into the reading, into your selections. So group number 1, the card that you have is Camuel, Clear a Space for You. And this is an oracle deck, by the way. We're only going to be using cards for selections today, just because, as you can see, I've already got the October theme going with the little skull and the pumpkin. That's about as much October-y as I get. So the second group is Uriel with Listen to Your Intuition. And again, these cards will also be linked down in the description box. It's beautiful. I got this from a shop on Etsy, and the woman, she paints all of these cards herself, and they're so powerful too. Then we have, for group number 3, Camuel, The Past No Longer Defines You. Also, I know there's a couple of ways to pronounce these names, you guys. I am aware. But I do believe that that is very regional, and at the end of the day, I don't think the angels mind. So this is how I say Camuel. I know some people say Shamuel or whatever. Okay, then we have Uriel with Share Your Dreams, Desires, and Insights. And for group number 5, Raphael, Give Yourself Time to Breathe. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a moment to choose your pile. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Choose your pile, and then we'll begin the reading. Okay, group 1, let's start with your reading. If you chose Camuel, clear a space for you. Okay. So I'm just going to shuffle out your cards and then we'll see what your messages are. And yeah, I'll interpret this as well. So I'll just move it to the side for now. Okay, group 1, welcome. Well, I don't know why I always do that. I always say welcome back as if you had gone away while I was shuffling these cards. It's really just a momentary cut for you in the video, but for me, I guess it's a moment. And oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited to just dive in. It's been a while. I'm excited to be doing this reading. And as I laid out all of these cards, I was like, no wonder you chose this group, okay, with this top card. So the cards that we have for you for what are you currently experiencing is the Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Knight, the Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of sword energy here and a lot of emotional stuff. And it's interesting because when we dive into what you have the opportunity to leave behind this month, which is this row, right? We'll talk about that after. It just goes so well with the card that you chose. It's crazy. I mean, not crazy, it's divine, but you know, it's crazy. Okay, so what you guys are currently going through. This is also a way that you can test that this group is for you as well. So what I'm seeing for you guys, honestly, I just see a lot of overwhelming energy. I see a lot of emotions. There's a really good chance that you're probably like, I feel like emotionally, I don't know if you can hear all of the background noise that's going on, but I feel like that's part of your reading. It's just so much. There's so much stimulation. There's so much going on. I feel like you guys are like, say for example, if you're a cup or like a pot that's about to boil, right? And you're constantly on a simmer. And like the simmer is so much that even when you start boiling, it's like you don't know, oh my gosh, is the water gonna boil over, right? That's what it feels like. Like you guys are, even when you replenish yourself right now energetically, all you're doing is bringing yourself down to an intense simmer. So it's very easy for you to get to that boiling point and to that overboiling point. And I just think that part of that is the retrogrades, and part of that is emotional healing. You know, you guys are being called to release a lot of things that no longer serve you. And so you're a bit more fragile and vulnerable at the moment, just because it's meant to help you see what no longer serves you. It's kind of like if somebody is super stubborn and they're like, I can handle it, I can handle it, I can handle it, right? And they say that all the time. They're super stubborn about letting people help them, all of this. The only way that divine can help you is by making you a little weaker so that you have no choice but to accept help and be vulnerable and actually see what's going on in your life and how you're being stubborn with yourself and all of that. Does that make sense? So I feel like that is what's going on with you guys. Like, you're not necessarily experiencing a lot of maybe hardship in your family life or anything like that, but it just feels like the moment you start being around people too much, it's very quick and easy for you to get overwhelmed. And I feel like some of you may be thinking like, what is going on with me, you know? And it's like a cause of stress, but there's a reminder in here to just be gentle with yourself. You're going on this journey where you're leaving behind things that no longer serve you. And to understand what no longer serves you, you have to see it, right? So clearing a space for you, this is exactly your message, you know? you guys need a little bit of space and time to yourself. Not a little bit, actually, a lot of it. You need a lot of it, because I just feel like there's people that are like watching over you, and not in a I will always keep you safe kind of way, but kind of like their energy feels very heavy on top of you. You know, like whether it's somebody who's managing you or a relative who loves you, but they're just kind of energetically being heavy on you because they're expecting you to give them answers or to fill in like what's going on in your life, you know? And it's like right now, the only thing that you can even fathom thinking about is just focusing on you. And just the thought of oversharing or giving them the details or keeping them posted is overwhelming. You know, it's kind of like, I don't have the space. Like, I just keep hearing almost like somebody is on the verge of like I don't want to say an anxiety attack, but it's just like, again, overwhelmed, like a breaking point, you know, and it's not that you're breaking. It's just, it feels like you're constantly near a breaking point. And just so you know, there's nothing wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're not strong or anything like that. It's just, I think like this is part of your process. Okay, so that's what's currently going on. Now let's see what you have the opportunity to leave behind in September / the first week of October. We have the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the King of Swords, the Nine of Wands, King of Cups, Strength, Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. There's so many people here, you guys. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 suits. Right? I think that's not suits. What are they called? Court cards. 4 court cards, and the King of Swords has transferred over. So I feel like what you guys are being given the opportunity to leave behind is giving all of this time and energy to everyone else. It just feels like the energy that everybody else has over you, you can finally fully leave that behind. Like it no longer serves you. To carry that into the next month, to think about what other people think of you or what other people want or what other people expect. That part is no longer serving you, and that's what you can leave behind this month. You know, and I feel like you're going to start regaining your strength by doing that. Part of this message is realizing that you're not alone. And then the other part of it is, and what I mean by you're not alone is not everything has to be dealt with or handled alone, which is how, remember how I mentioned it's like maybe you think you can handle everything on your own, and then you have like divine weaken you a bit to realize that handling everything on your own just doesn't work. So it's almost like other people were expecting things from you or some kind of a support or something, and you realize, I don't owe these people anything. I don't owe them my energy. I don't owe them my time. I need time for myself, and that's what I'm going to get. And you know what? I feel like a lot of people, you'll be surprised, will actually respect that. I think you're worried about losing people because of this, you know, and it always keeps you on edge or like on defense. You know what I mean? To have to feel like you need to overshare or overgive or just extend your energy when you don't feel like as extendable, you know? And so you are going to drop a couple of these people out of your life, but I feel like the majority of these people genuinely care about you and they understand. So having this kind of almost like a clear communication with them would set them straight and just let them know like, hey, I need time for me right now. As much as I love you, I can't handle doing all of this, like oversharing all of this stuff. You're not going to hear from me. That doesn't mean I don't love you or that I don't care about you. It just means that right now I really need to retain my energy. You know, and again, I do feel like the people in your life, a lot of them really care about you. So a lot of them are going to be super understanding. There may be just 1 or 2 people that get upset, but even then, I really feel like they're going to get it, you know? Like they may get upset in the moment, but then understand. And you may have to tell a couple of them this a couple of times, but it's forward movement, it's progress. So it's really nice. What you guys get to leave behind is just like mental anxiety and stress. over things that you didn't even need to have them over, you know? That's I was gonna say that's cute, but I mean, it's annoying for you guys, but listen, we all have our journey, right, of healing. I think it's like part of you feels like you have to make a choice. You constantly have to choose, like, to be with people or to focus on work. And it's like, you don't have to choose. Just know that you're doing the right thing already. Whatever it is that you're doing is the correct way. The most important thing is that you're making an effort, and you guys really are. So, yeah. Okay, group two. Well, group two. Sorry, I meant group one. I don't know why I did that. Maybe you want to watch group two as well. If you wanted to, take that as a sign that you could or should. But group one, this is still group one. Now we're going to take a look at what is the material world focus for the month of October for you guys. And then this is also going to be what divine wants you to heal in the month of October, right? These cards. So let's start with the material world focus. So we have the Ace of Wands. By the way, when these first two cards came out, I was like, oh, okay. We have the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, the Lovers, the Page of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the King of Swords. This King of Swords is following you around, you guys. I feel like the King of Swords, okay. The King of Swords, I feel like it's a mother figure who has a masculine energy, though for some of you guys, it could be a father figure. I definitely feel like it's a parent or some kind of a person that you associate with a parental figure in your personal life. And if it's a woman, it's like one with a more masculine energy or undertone. I feel like this person just is really anxious. They get anxious a lot. So that's why I was saying, like, this person would understand if you told them you need space. Like, everybody in your life, I feel like for the most part would support you in that. Like, they seem like they really care about you. So it's just this person thinks about you a lot. They love you a lot, so they worry, you know. But you guys, okay, the material world focus for you is love. You guys had so many court cards in your reading so far, right? This King of Swords that follows you around. You had all of those kings, right, on the bottom of the last section of your reading. You have the Page of Wands, another king here. The Lovers, the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're getting a lot of attention, like romantic interest wise, and that could have been the thing that was overwhelming you as well. Other people's energy or how you feel you need to respond. Like, I think that maybe you're looking for the one, right? And you're like, what if I'm passing the opportunity? And so you feel like you owe everybody an explanation or something. Not anymore, girl, okay? So I feel like you guys in this, like what the material focus of October is for you, it is 100% love. A large part of it is self-love, and I feel like it's preparing to welcome romantic love into your life. I feel like some of you guys could be meeting a special someone, okay, that like really lights your fire, you know, with all the fire energy. Like, I'm just feeling a lot of sensual and sexual energy and empowerment. And I feel like you're going to be so radiant, like this sun here. Like, people are not going to be able to stay away from you, which is why it's important for you to realize, like, hey, not everyone is the one. And the way that you're going to tell which person is healthy for you is they're going to be super respectful of your boundaries. Okay, guys? Like, super respectful of your boundaries. Don't think like, oh, well, I need to be more open-minded, so maybe I should just accept this person, you know? Like, I feel like there's so much emphasis on the fact that this person will not only make you feel safe and secure, and you'll actually be magnetically attracted to them. It's not just like I think this person is like, I'm not really into them, but I'll give them a chance. It's not that. Like, there's going to be a lot of passion between you guys. Like, you're going to be really, like, sexually attracted to each other. And I do feel like they are a soulmate, but the biggest way that you're going to know that it's them is, like, just for example, if they talk to you at your workplace, right? And you tell them, hey, I can't really talk too much because I'll get in trouble. This person will get up and show you, like, okay, I'm gonna go. Even though they want to keep talking to you, they're gonna respect that boundary. If this person is so dazzled and wowed by you, which a lot of people are going to be, by the way, that they just can't stop looking at you and they can't leave, that's not your person, okay? Because that person is, like, so dazzled by you that they're serving themselves in that way by not, what's it called? Oh my gosh, you hear all that honking? They're like, yeah, look out for your triggers. This person is, like, not going to trigger that within you, just so you know. Okay, so there's, like, extra emphasis on that because I feel like it's super important for you guys. Sorry, I'm just gonna set up this wire here. Oop. But yes, I'm sorry, you guys, about the dangling wire. Okay, there we go. There we are. Okay, all good, all is well. Hopefully you don't see the wire dangling. But yes, so I feel like that's a really clear sign for you guys. And I feel like a lot of you are going to try to distract yourselves from love because you know that you can have a tendency to be a little bit controlling in it. So you're trying to distract yourself, which is why I feel like all of these distractions started coming up once we started talking about this. Maybe this has been like an uncomfortable topic for some of you for some time, but I feel like it's coming, you know, it's coming for you. So really what you've been doing is allowing yourself to be open to receive it. And again, it just feels like such a sweet union, you know. It doesn't seem like you guys are just going to start dating right away. I really feel like this person is just going to come into your sphere of knowing awareness in October, and like you guys are going to become friends. Like, it's just going to flow so comfortably because above all, you're going to be friends with each other. You guys, I didn't expect this to be a love reading, but hey, here we are. Okay, you see, that's why it's important for you to clear the space for you, because what you're really doing is clearing space for yourself so that you can clear space for this person. Okay, now what does Divine want you to focus on healing? Okay, you have the Hanging One, which is the Hanged Man, Four of Cups, the High Priestess, Six of Stones, which is Six of Pentacles, Seven of Stones, which is Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Two of Cups. You guys, oh my gosh, you have the Two of Cups twice here. What Divine really wants you to focus on healing in the month of October is feeling like you have to do everything on your own, okay? It is like, this is the biggest thing that is bringing this person in, and I just saw 202, you know? It's like a 2, then 0, there's nothing in between, like there's no obstacle between the two of you guys. You're kind of in the similar alignment with each other, like 2, 0, 2, you know? And I feel like that's the biggest thing that brings this person into your life, is the fact that you open up space for someone else because you felt like you had to do everything alone for so long. So I just feel like with this Four of Cups, you see how this person is sitting in a bush on their own. The High Priestess is usually somebody who is on their own. The Six of Stones, this is all about sharing kindness, accepting kindness from others, you know? The Seven of Stones. This is like somebody who's been waiting for the fruits of their labor. The Moon is, for me, showing the subconscious wants and desires, and the Two of Cups. This is like two people that replenish each other. What you guys are healing is, or what divine wants you to focus on healing, is how you address and approach relationships in your life, not just romantic ones, but all relationships. And they want you to address the fact that you don't have to handle everything alone. I feel like you already started working on that, which is, again, what's bringing this person into your life. Like, I'm hearing you've been working on abandonment issues, which a lot of people have those, you know, so good for you, good on you. But yeah, you've been working on feeling like the feelings of abandonment, which is what's allowing this person to come in, because if you have tried to bring them in before, they wouldn't come in because they're not going to be leaving you. Oh, wow. Ooh, I just realized. So for some of you guys, this may be like the ultimate one, you know what I mean? But yeah, because they're not just going to leave when something gets hard. So you're going to be the one who wants to run away, which is why working on the abandonment, because this person is mature, you know, like they're emotionally stable and mature, and they're not into like BS games. So I feel like that's why you guys needed to work on your sacral chakra, because there's so much orange energy here, right? Some womb healing for the ladies, and just some sacral chakra healing in general for the gentlemen who are watching. Yeah, so I feel like Divine is also giving you a pat on the back, and they're like, you've really done such a great job. If you're being hard on yourself, just know like this month is all about your sexual empowerment. Like, I'm really feeling like it's about your sexual empowerment, and just know that you've done a lot of good things for yourself, and you're continuing to do the work, and this person is just a reward and an addition in showing you how well you've already done. Not what else you have to do, but how well you've already done. Okay? You don't have to earn this person, earn their trust, or anything like that. You've already done the work. You've been done the work for this. Okay, guys? And it just feels like there's so much emphasis again on your sacral chakra for this month, and your sensuality, and just tapping into your divinity. And what is peeping through here? The Three of Cups. Yes, like soulmate, soul connection, soul friends. Wow, you guys, I just realized your reading has been going on for some time. I wasn't expecting the readings to go so long, but okay. I do want to get a little bit more info on this person before we get into your advice. So I'm excited to be using my custom dice, okay? So let's get some info in regards to you and your person. Here we go, that you're attracting. You guys will be, well, okay, we'll see. Somebody will be the opalites, and somebody will be the purple fluorite. All right, so let me just separate the stuff so that it's aligned. Okay, and what is that song? Oh my gosh, what is that? You guys, oh, I accidentally flipped this. Y'all, this is so cute. Okay, let me just finish laying everything out. Interesting. I have to make a note that I almost switched those. Saturn, Neptune. Oh, okay. I don't remember what this was on, so we're gonna keep the Neptune because that's what they want to keep. Jupiter, and then here we go. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you can see them, but these are dice that I got custom made, okay? So with the triangle ones, you can't see, so I'll show you. We have the Descendant and the Midheaven. We have a Trine and Opposition. Okay, these dice are like flipping. they're, oh my gosh, didn't I say 202? Look, there's 2 2s here. And this one also flipped for a moment on this infinity, which also has a 1 and a 22 in it. So I feel like they're just showing like this is a new beginning with this person. We have, okay, you guys, I don't remember the names of these like planets because they're figurative planets. I think this one is Poseidon. I forgot what this one is. Sorry. We also have Psyche and, no, we have Eros and part of Fortune, Neptune and Saturn, Neptune again, and Jupiter. And these are all swapped, so I don't know why, but okay, let's actually find out why. Hold up, 1 second. So this is one of you guys, this is the other one. So, okay. I feel like the masculine energy in this connection, the predominantly masculine energy in this connection, they're the ones experiencing the trine and the descendant, this part of Fortune, which switched with you. So I think this is indicating that both of you guys are going through this part of Fortune Eros moment. But I just feel like they're kind of lining up in harmony with their life. Things are starting to really just flow for them, prosperity wise and just happiness wise. Like things are clearing for them too, which is why they're being drawn to you, right? And with the descendant, I just feel like they were really addressing a lot of their shadow aspects in all of this time. And now the descendant, right, is the 7th house. Now they're ready for love. Now they're actively seeking and looking for love. Like I feel like they'd be going on dating sites. They'd be like going to like maybe speed dating for some of you. Like they're actively looking, you know, wherever they are, they're like, is there a potential someone here for me, you know? And if some of this is resonating with both sides, it's probably because you guys are mirroring each other since we had the 202, right? It's like you guys are really mirroring each other with the 2s both being here too as well. The 2 here, even though these dice are meant to be correlated with tarot and that's the High Priestess, what I'm seeing is like, this is just you guys lining up. It's like time for you guys to be in a partnership. It's approaching time for you to be in a romantic partnership or relationship. So again, you're not going to start out as a romantic relationship, but I feel like you guys are going to be meeting each other and becoming good friends first. With the part of Fortune, again, it just feels like this person is a happy-go-lucky kind of fellow, right? Or gal, you know? And they're just really bringing in all of this stuff that they want in their life, and it's just flowing to them. Like people probably think that it just comes easy to them, and it's not. It comes with hard work, though they do acknowledge that some things are a little bit more of a privilege for them because it was a little bit easier for them in certain parts of their life. Now this is interesting because this is switched, and also because we swapped these earlier, I feel like they are super sexually charged, if you know what I'm saying. Like super sexually charged. With this King of Wands and this Ace of Wands, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not surprised. Like this person is a very sexually activated person, you could say. So their sexual energy, the way that they cultivated it, is very strong. And look, you guys, I'm seeing 212, so that's 212. Again, you guys are getting the 2s. 2s are very strong for you guys. Then with the Saturn and the Jupiter, and I guess this is just interchangeable for you guys, and the Neptune energy, I just feel like with Saturn, again, it's just time. It's time. It is beyond time. Like I keep hearing it's time, like your time is coming soon. Okay, so I'm not saying they're coming in the next couple of weeks. I just feel like you're going to meet them possibly by the end of October. Leading into November, you know, this is a general reading, early November. But yeah, and I feel like both of you guys are just gonna know. Like, you're gonna know that this person has a deep meaning in your life. And I feel like on their end, it's probably gonna feel like matrimonial right away. You know, like on some level, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's my future spouse right there. You know, it's very cute. And then on the feminine side, what I'm seeing with this opposition and the midheaven, right, that's going on, it's like things may be feeling, which is why I feel like you guys are probably the more feminine connection with just what we were experiencing, what we talked about in the previous cards. I feel like things may be feeling like messy or hard, or kind of like you're walking through, say for example, a crowd of people. There's like you're in the middle of Times Square on New Year's, and there's just so many people, and you're walking through this crowd, but you're not really walking because you're overwhelmed. You don't know how to think or feel at this point. You know, you're just overstimulated, and you're like being pushed by these people, but you're being pushed forward, but you're just kind of, from side to side. I feel like that's what you guys are experiencing right now. And again, it's because the universe had to kind of, I don't want to, this is just for lack of a better word, okay? But like weaken you guys because you're so stubborn, so that they can lead you and this person to you, you know? So you guys are on the right path. It just doesn't feel like it. And with the midheaven, I feel like you guys are going to be shining really, really bright, because the midheaven is the top of the astrology chart, right? It's your career. I feel like you guys are like a rising star right now. You and your person are ready for partnership. Part of you may be a little bit, like some of you may be a little scared, thinking that you're not ready for a commitment because you still have more healing to do. I just want to let you know that divine would not be bringing this person into your life if you were not ready for it. And it seems like the rest of your healing is meant to be gone through together, you know, or as a unit, as a couple. And I think that's why you guys are starting out as friends, so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. I think you're going to overthink it in your mind, but when you're actually with this person, it's not going to feel as overwhelming as it kind of seems right now. And I just heard like this person is lucky in love. So I feel like they're going to feel really lucky to have you in their life. And you are going to feel overwhelmed and ecstatic. You know, this part is mirroring a little bit. And like I was saying, like things, divine is really guiding you right now. They're a little easier at taking advice. You guys are a little bit more stubborn, okay? I feel like you have your times where you surrender, but you're a little bit more stubborn, a little bit more controlling, you know? And you guys, again, you're just exploring your sexual energy and sensuality, and this person is going to be so in the like heat for you, okay? But yes, let's move on to some advice for you guys. Now that we got a little bit of insight, since your reading turned into a bit of a love reading, I have these love cards. So this is going to be part of your just general advice, like for yourself or for the month of October in general. Oops. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay. We have Libra, right? Because this is a sign in love, so this is Libra. And we also have on the bottom of the deck Sagittarius. It's funny that it came out as another sign. So Libra, Sagittarius, underneath was Scorpio. So this is again confirming to me like more so last couple of weeks of October to into November, right? Because Sagittarius starts in November and Libra starts towards, well, actually we are in Libra. Wait, we're in Libra season. Yes. Okay. So I think this is confirmation. Libra is also balance. It's the 7th house, the house of partnership and relationship. And what it says here is I'll just read it to you. Known as the scales of the zodiac, Libra is looking for the right person to balance their life, and that can take time. Once Libra finally meets their special someone, they don't hold back their emotions. Libra loves being in love, so much so that sometimes they won't leave a relationship, even when it's clearly over, until they've met someone new. Libra can have difficulty reading to the world Oh, relating to the world if they are not in a partnership. Okay, so I just feel like this person, like being in this partnership is going to bring out a whole nother side of you. That is you, that is a part of you that has been in the hiding for some time, which you already started bringing out. But this partnership is just going to make you feel even more confident and sexy, and like you're limitless, so there's no point in hiding anything about yourself. So you're going to be completely and fully shining. And with the Sagittarius card here, I just feel like you guys are going to be the perfect balance for each other. And you guys have waited a long time for each other. It's on both ends, you know, like this person may have been in more relationships than you, but they haven't been satisfied, because I feel like on some level they've always been kind of looking for you, and they are a hopeless romantic. Okay, don't let this King of Wands energy deceive you. If you know anything about tarot, they are a hopeless, oh, you do have the Lovers and the Two of Cups twice. Okay, so they are a hopeless romantic. They love romance, they love love, they're super passionate. And they gave me kind of Leo vibes, you know. I'm getting a little bit of a Leo energy. I'm not saying they are a Leo. I'm just saying, I think like the extent of how much they love and passion, it's in a fiery way. So it feels more like Leo than Libra. I feel like you guys are closer to the Libra energy, but you guys balance each other beautifully. And again, with the scales, it's just like the scales of time. I don't know, that's why they're showing it to me like that, like an hourglass, and it's just time. And you guys are really gonna grow a lot. Oh, and a crown chakra just popped through. That is so sweet, because crown chakra is just indicating how aligned you guys are with each other mentally. Like you just get it, you just get each other, you'll understand each other's thoughts and feelings. And if you were a kid and you wanted someone who could just know exactly what you're feeling when you're feeling it, so you don't have to communicate it out loud, they just know, like this is the person for that. Okay, and you are like that for them too. But with Sagittarius, I just feel like they're indicating this relationship has so much potential for expansion and growth, you know. But don't overthink it. Just allow yourself to go with the flow. Just enjoy. You guys, I'm not kidding, I just saw 220. Okay, so with the first time at the beginning of your reading, it was 2 and then something in the middle, right? The 2, 0, 2, then 2, 1, 2. Now the 2s are next to each other. There's no obstacle. They're together now. That is so cute. I just feel like that's perfect indication of what's going on with you guys, okay? With your dynamic in this relationship. Like, I feel like you guys are going to travel with this person. This person is going to really understand you and all of your depths. It's just so sweet, okay? But let's get some more advice cards. Y'all, your reading turned into like an hour, I think. It's okay, it's okay. I think you guys may be the longest pile that I have. I guess you just really needed to hear this message. It's like about time. Like it's time. It's been time. It's time now. And moving forward, you guys are going to be handling the rest together, you know? Okay, so now let's just get some advice for you. Just some general advice. Some advice for group 1. Advice for group 1. We have we have a lunar, we have an eclipse. This is a solar eclipse, yeah. Solar eclipse, what needs to come through for beautiful group 1? Any additional messages for group 1? Okay. Oh my gosh, and we have Jupiter, okay. So, actually, that doesn't feel right here. Okay. With the solar eclipse, I just feel like they're indicating, again, like, you guys really are the perfect match, and you complement each other where, and I just saw 222. Okay. Yeah, you complement, 2s are a big sign for you guys. So you complement each other in such a beautiful way, you know, like, it's like yin yang, but you have just enough in the middle, like a Venn diagram, you know, you have just enough in the middle for it to be a great union. And look at that, limitless and communication. So I just feel, and love, oh, that's sweet. Okay, so I just feel like your potential is limitless. Like the things that you guys are able to achieve together is just limitless. It almost feels like, oh, I've been waiting for you so I can continue the rest of my life, you know? You're gonna have such a deep love with this person. It transcends this time and space, okay? It transcends the 3D. Jupiter, I just feel like this is, for some of you guys, because remember, this is a general reading. I feel like this is a person that is a potential future spouse. Like, I'm seeing marriage with this Jupiter card, and I feel like for you guys, it may just, either you may feel like you have incredible marriage potential with this person, or genuinely you do, which I feel like some of you, it's genuinely like you have good marriage potential with this person. And with the Lover's card, again, I keep forgetting it's there, and the Two of Cups coming up twice. And communication, I feel like, is key in your relationship. I feel like before, with the whole handling things on your own, you would hold a lot of things in, but now that you've become a better communicator with other people in your life, right, and you started voicing your opinion, that's another reason why this person is coming into your life, is because you have opened up your communication. And since this person is not into BS and they're healthy, well, for the most part, they're healthy, you know, everybody has their own little things to work through. Like, you guys are going to handle, or be able to handle, anything or a lot of things together because of this communication. So just so you know, they want you to continue exploring being communicative and expressive in the month of October, and just in general, and especially with this person. You're going to be able to talk to them about literally anything. Do we need to pull any other? Okay, you guys, and I feel like that's it for you. Let's get the last messages with the Astro dice here. So we have Jupiter. Again, you guys have Jupiter a couple of times here. Okay, Jupiter, Scorpio, the number 11, but I saw this as a 2. I saw this as like the High Priestess 2, like a Roman numeral 2, and the number 4. You guys, okay, you can meet them between 2 to 4 weeks. And I just saw 22-4. Oh my goodness. I need to stop looking up this clock. It's always going to be 22 something now. But with Jupiter and Scorpio, again, I just feel like the way that you're going to meet this person, first of all, it's going to be like instantly you're kind of feeling like marriage, right? And like I said, this person sees you right away as the future spouse. And with those sirens going off in the background, I guess like what it really feels like is this person is just going to just pop into your life, you know, just out of nowhere, unexpectedly, by chance, because Jupiter is also chance. It's luck, right? And with this 4, and I keep wanting to call this a 2. I know this is an 11, but for me, it's like just coming up as a Roman numeral 2, which doesn't happen often. With the 4, I feel like, again, it's the time frame, but it also is showing me like this person. Oh, that's like the Emperor too. So this person really has their shish kebabs together, you know, they've got their ducks in a row. The last thing that they're looking to complete this phase of their life as they transition into the next one is a romantic partner to share a lot of things with, because I feel like they are financially well off for a lot of you guys. And if they currently aren't, then they're going to be soon. I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a false impression of them, financially speaking, but that's okay, because they're used to people wanting them for their money or what they feel that this person can offer them. So it's nice, refreshing start, you know, like they are intrigued by that. And remember, we had Libra, we have Sagittarius, and we have Scorpio, and Scorpio peeked through here as well. So either one of you guys could be one of those signs, or you could meet, or something significant between your dynamic can happen in Scorpio season. And you know what? We are currently in Libra season, going into Scorpio season by the end of October, right? Because October is also where Scorpio begins, going through November. So you really could meet them. Like, I mean, this is an October reading, you know, but I'm seeing at some point in October leading into early November because of Sagittarius, but I don't think it's throughout Sagittarius season. I think it's the start of Sagittarius season. So I feel like it's through from between mid-October to mid-November is when you'll meet them, or like you'll meet them in the October part, and then in November is when something can develop between the two of you guys. Okay, group number 1, that was your reading. You guys got a whole session, so maybe some of you guys have been waiting for this. And look, Sagittarius came up again. I just feel like that's indicating the like again, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. I feel like that's partially a time frame, partially indicating like the expansion of your relationship and growth and into your life once you guys come together. I also feel like instability and security and finances. Oh, didn't I just say? Yes, this person is so super stable and secure for you guys, and they're not necessarily lacking in the money. Even if they're not super like rich, for example, which again, this is a general reading, so the odds of that, not the highest, that they're super rich. I feel like you guys have the potential of developing that together, and like they're well enough off, I don't know, to the point that like, you know, they can pay for the dinners and stuff when you guys go out. So I'm not saying you shouldn't offer, right? I'm just saying I think you'd be a little surprised because you're not going to expect them, like they just really don't look like they have money, to be honest with you. But I think it's because you don't know them, but they're probably a little bit more known in their profession, in their field. But you don't know them, so you don't really know, you know, that they're good on money. But yeah, okay, group 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if it resonated for you, or if you are ready and willing to accept this kind of a thing into your life, you know. It was a pleasure reading for you guys. Love you. All of my socials are down below. If you wanted to book a reading, information for that is going to be in the description box as well. And also, I'm wearing bracelets that I made. I make custom bracelets as well, which you can see a little bit about on my website. I need to add more stuff to my website. But I haven't made a bracelet that is the same for anyone yet because they've all been super custom. I also charge them with Reiki and set intentions with them and attune them to your energy. So if you're interested in purchasing a crystal bracelet, you can go on to my website or send me a message through the socials. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. This is your group. If you chose Uriel, listen to your intuition. We're just gonna get straight into it, okay? And I'll talk on this card a little bit more as we get into the reading, but let's just find out where you guys are currently at and what you have the opportunity to leave behind in October. Okay, group 2, so this is your reading. I just also wanted to say, if you felt called to watch group 1, go for it, because I feel like some people are cross watchers from group 1 and group 2. I feel like you guys are a little bit of a mix here, you know. So if somebody chose group 2 but they were also leaning towards group 1, you can, because I feel like you guys are probably going to have a little bit of a similar message, to be completely honest. But let's get into your reading. We've got the for what you're currently experiencing right now, we've got the Queen of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, which also was in group 1, the Fool, the Page, the Knight of Wands, the Sun, the Death card, the Lovers, and the King of Pentacles. So what you guys are currently experiencing, I feel like you guys are getting to the point where you're leaving a lot of self-doubt and insecurities behind. And I think that maybe you may have had an issue with perfectionism in the past, where it was a thing that held you back from actually doing things in your life. Because, sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sure that this is centered. I hope you can still see everything. I hope I didn't mess it up, but okay. But yes, I feel like you guys, oh, that's so funny. I was just talking about something being centered and about your perfectionism. So it's still there, but I just don't think it is like, maybe whereas before it was 100% there, now it's like 30 or 40% there, or like impacting you, 40% impacting you. It's like 70% there, but it's like 40% impacting you. Whereas it impacted you like 99 or 90% of the time before, you know. Like, I think you guys are really overcoming that perfectionism that keeps you from doing the things that you want to do or following your instinct or gut on when you should do something. Like, for example, say you wanted to get into YouTube, but you wanted the video to be absolutely perfect. You needed the best quality camera, the best this and that and that. But like, it would take you forever to get all of that. And by the time that you actually get it, you not only lost the inspiration for it, but you overthought it to death, you know? So like nothing actually happened. So I just feel like you guys have moved past that. And so you're just like, I'm just getting something out there, you know? So I feel like some of you guys are pursuing the path of entrepreneurship or self-employment, right? Or like consulting, like something that you would be your own boss in a way. And I feel like this is one of the biggest things that's helping you align with that path. Yeah, and I feel like you're really bringing out like your sensuality, like you're really not overthinking things, which is great, you guys. That's great, because overthinking was the thing that like held you back in the past. And I just feel like you're creating some kind of a stability for your life. And I feel like for you guys, I'm seeing like a grandfather figure just kind of butting in and telling you that they're guiding you and taking care of you. Now, it could be a grandfather, it could be an older father, like a father if you're older, but I'm honestly feeling more so like it's a grandfather figure. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're your grandfather. I just feel like, and it doesn't mean that they also are passed on as well. They could still very much be alive. I just feel like you guys are getting some kind of guidance from a mature man, a mature masculine guide, you know? Okay, so that's what you're currently going through, and this is how you can assess if this also resonates, if this is the reading for you. I also feel like you're kind of juggling being productive and doing right by you, you know? So like being productive, going out, exploring the world, like you've become so much more extroverted the last couple of months, and it's only becoming more so, but you still also need those introverted moments where you regain your energy and are gentle to yourself. So I kind of feel like you're looking for the balance between when can I go back out into the world, because you're trying a lot of new things, and when should I stay, you know, indoors. I also feel like you really know your boundaries now. Like you don't take people's shit anymore, like maybe before you could have, but you don't do that anymore. So kudos to you guys. Okay, now let's talk about what you have the opportunity to leave behind in the month of September, moving into the first week of October. You guys have, honestly, these are some really good cards, you guys. You have really good cards. So I feel like there's a little bit of a split depending on who is watching. For some of you guys, I feel like the thing that you're leaving behind is just you've been doing a lot of healing, or you've been doing a lot of progression in your life, I should say, not just healing, but mainly progression in your life. Sorry, the camera's moving, guys. I'm trying to make sure that it's, you know, straight. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you guys are just letting go of the need of like the waiting and waiting for the right time, which it's never the right time kind of scenario, because sometimes you do have to wait for the right time, but I feel like you guys were overdoing that. So I feel like you're done with waiting for when it feels good, when it feels right, or overthinking the situation. You're done with only seeing the obstacles. I feel like now you've come to a point where you're just like, you're really following your guidance. Like you get a guidance message and you just do it, you know? Whereas before you would let either overthinking or like insecurities or something get in the way. Now you're just doing it. And this is like leaving the opportunity for really big potential to come into your life, which you can see with the Queen of Wands, the Empress, the Star, the High Priestess. You guys are like really lining up in your life into something grand, you know? So where I feel like the message splits, if this is for a feminine energy, yes, you go, like you are attracting the love of your life, the life of your dreams, the everything that you want, like you're attracting it into your life. If this is a reading for a masculine energy, I feel like this represents the mother and like a sister figure. And I just feel like they're showing that like a mother and like a sister figure. And then this is like the Empress that you're attracting, which is interesting because this is what you're leaving behind. But I feel like this is just showing you that you have support from the women in your life or the feminine energies in your life. Because this just, again, it just feels like your mother. If you're a masculine, this feels like the mother, and this feels like a sister. And like, I don't know, it just feels like you have their support, their love, their encouragement on this next phase in your life. Like you're just getting through the things you've got to get through. Like, I feel like the reading is a little split for the feminine and the masculines. I feel like for the feminines, this is kind of like a entrepreneurial spirit going for those things. For the masculines, it feels like you've just got luck on your side, and you're getting ready to bring in love. And for the masculines, I feel like this is also a little bit you as well, you know? Like you've got the boundaries set, like you don't accept BS from anyone, you know? Maybe you would have overgiven before because you were so unconditionally understanding, but that's not the case anymore. You guys have overcome a lot of your own insecurities of the past. And yeah, like you're just really stepping into this incredible, great new beginning. And I'm feeling so much excitement, you guys. I'm feeling so much excited energy, like the excitement you get right before you're about to go on a trip, or the excitement you get when you just feel like it's going to be an incredible day. And you guys are getting the synchronicities with the twos that group one was getting too, where I'm seeing 242 for you guys, you know? So if you're going to be meeting someone, you're meeting someone who is in alignment and divinely guided to be met by you. I know that was phrased weird, but yeah. And I feel like you guys were grieving a loss, but it just feels like it does, for some of you, it's for very few of you, it could have been an actual death. But for the majority of you, I feel like it's just the loss of the relationships from the past, like you were releasing the kind of relationship dynamics you had romantically with feminines in the past. And that's what's welcoming in this Two of Cup energy for you guys, moving into your future. So it's interesting because you guys are a little bit split between the feminine reading and the masculine reading. So that's cool. So we'll see how the rest of the reading goes. Yeah. Okay. But regardless, I feel like you guys are bringing in love, especially for the masculines. I feel like the masculine energies especially are bringing in, they're getting into the love that they need. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to shuffle out the rest of your cards. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to be doing your layout a little bit differently just because your group has kind of split into two readings. And that's what's happening with the focus on what is your focus, what is your material world focus in the month of October. So I feel like, again, it's split between the feminines and the masculines, and the readings are a little bit different. So we'll start with that, and then I'll shuffle out the rest of your cards. So we've got the Four of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Ancestor Spirit, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Six of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Emperor, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, it's interesting, right? Because earlier we had the whole Empress thing and like what you're leaving behind, but it's really just showing you what's kind of coming up ahead. And now we have the Emperor with this. Another interesting thing is the King of Pentacles was on the back of the deck of what you're currently going through or what's currently happening in your life, and the King of Pentacles is still here. And we have the Ancestor Spirit. So I feel like some of you guys really, you know, for some of you, it really is somebody that you may have lost, possibly a father figure, which I'm so sorry for your loss, because it felt like a grandfather energy before, but it's just a father. Now it's coming through as like a father figure. So I think there's just probably a variety of you that are watching. And so for some of you, it does feel like a father figure that was lost. And they're saying that they're with you. That's just for some of you. For others of you, it just feels like your guides are saying that they're with you. They're watching over you and protecting you. And you are kind of like, almost for the masculines especially, and like the Death card again. Yeah, so I feel like some of you guys have experienced a death in your life. And like I was saying, for the masculines especially, I just feel like it's almost like an inheritance, like you're stepping up to the mantle of the King of Pentacles. So like the King of Pentacles was that older person before in your life, and now you're stepping into the mantle of that for the masculines. I feel like you guys are becoming closer with God because of you realize the fragileness and the vulnerability that we all have as humans in this life, and I think it makes you cherish life a little bit more. I feel like some people are demanding of your time and energy still, and it's because they're like jealous of you because of the level of success or what it is that maybe you've inherited or are going to be stepping into, or just they feel like you get things luckily or easily, and that's not the case at all. But they're like, they have a family who loves them, you know. And I just feel like there are some people who are really ego driven, that it's not that they're your friends. Those people aren't your friends. They just feel like people who are in your life or who know of you. So I feel like some of you guys could be either popular on social media. Again, it feels like if it's for the masculines, I feel like you guys are already kind of a little bit there, you know, a little bit more known. For the feminines, I feel like you guys are going to becoming more known, and because you're becoming a rising star, there's like people who are possibly going to be getting their little ego trips going on with you. I see a lot of emphasis on putting energy into your work in the material world because of the loss or the grief, you know, like I feel like some of you guys probably paid for a funeral, and it doesn't have to be a man, you know, you could have lost a female figure that could have had a little bit more of an assertive energy. But yeah, so I feel like you guys are going through this little thing where, and now for some of you, I really do feel like you either inherited some kind of a business or something that now you have to settle the expenses or deal with what's going to be happening with that. Yeah, so it kind of feels like you guys have taken up the mantle of this King of Pentacles that could have been lost for those of you who lost someone. I'm sorry if this reading is all over the place, you guys. It's just, I'm getting a couple of different stories, and this one seems to be the one that's taking the most energy now, or taking the most space of the reading. I also feel like for some of you guys, I'm seeing romance. Remember I mentioned romance earlier too. I think because like, yes, you've got a lot going on here, I think in the first couple of weeks in October, but I see that you're going to settle it easily. Like it's going to be a bit of a breeze because this person that has passed it on to you is like guiding you and helping you to settle whatever needs to be settled easily, you know, like it's going to be successful. And then I feel like you guys are going to be potentially meeting a romantic interest, and you guys aren't 100% ready to be accepting them, especially if you're the masculine and you experienced, or you have a little bit more of a, because you don't have to be an actual man to be the masculine energy. Like women can have masculine energy too. Just are you in your more sort of energy or space, you know? I feel like because of what was happening here, like, yeah, you were able to put it aside, but you actually do kind of need to give yourself a little bit more time. So I feel like you're going to come into this person's life. Oh, you're going to, yeah, the masculines. Again, I'm so sorry, guys. It's very hard to, maybe it's cross watchers between the first and second groups. But yeah, I feel like you guys are going to come into your person's life and you're going to kind of start out as friends for the first couple of weeks. I think it's because both of you need it, because your person needs that friendship approach because they're sensitive or not as experienced, and you need the friendship approach because you have just handled this kind of like an emotional hurdle, or your energy has gone somewhere. So like, even though you think you're ready for love, and you are for the most part, it's just kind of give yourself a couple more weeks of time to really mentally settle with this. And I do feel like you're going to start praying a lot before you come into contact with this person that is coming into your life. I feel like you're going to start praying a lot, and that's going to help kind of guide you to them. And I see you connecting with your guides, your spirit guides, your ancestors. Oh yeah, ancestor spirit. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to take a look at what Divine wants you to focus on healing in the month of October. What does Divine want you to focus on healing in the month of October? Okay, you guys, so for the month of October, what Divine wants you to focus on healing, first of all, y'all, you guys got two Lovers cards. Two Lovers cards from the same deck, the Lovers and the Lovers, okay? Then you have the Emperor here, and then the Empress from the last portion of the cards that we did for you. The Four of Wands is the marriage is the marriage card. You know, you have the Six of Wands twice. Sorry for the cut, you guys. There's a lot happening, but meanwhile, when the time between now and the cut happened, I did see a rainbow clairvoyantly. I just noticed these rainbows, not these rainbows. I saw a rainbow clairvoyantly, and with the cards, let me just finish saying them to you before I continue with the interpretation. But yeah, Six of Wands, Four of Thunder. Thunder here is swords, so that's Four of Swords, which you had twice. Root of Thunder, which is the Knight of Swords, the Devil. The Flower of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands, which you had previously. Two Lovers cards, the Star, which you had previously, Ten of Cups, Two of Stones, which is Two of Pentacles, Three of Thunder, Three of Swords, and Root of Stones, which is Knight of Pentacles. Okay, oh, you have the Knight of Pentacles here too. So you have a couple of repeating cards. So off the bat, I feel like what Divine would like you to focus on healing in the month of October, right, is honestly, it just feels like loss and grief. Okay, because with this Three of Thunder and the rainbow that I saw, and I'm feeling kind of like tears in my eyes now. I feel like you guys, most likely, a lot of you who chose this pile probably went through some kind of a loss in the family, or like a good friend or something. Because I feel like they're asking you to focus on grieving and healing. Okay, in regards to healing, they want you to focus on allowing yourself to grieve and truly and fully express yourself, to focus on the attachments that you've had to the past and to the people from the past, because those attachments no longer serve you. I feel like you carried, even though you let people go, like you still carried a little bit of their like energy or thoughts about them, like about their needs, about how they're doing, you know, because you're a caring and considerate person. And it's like, it doesn't matter, you know, maybe you're used to having to manage things. Again, like I'm predominantly feeling the masculine energy of this group. Maybe you had to manage, you're used to managing things, so you're used to thinking about others, but it's like it doesn't serve you to think about those people from the past, okay? Especially if they're not in your life anymore. And just focus on healing right now. And it's not even healing, it just feels like grieving. Just really letting it go and connecting to God. But you know what? The healing is coming through here because Four of Swords is a healing card. But again, it's more so just kind of connecting with your inner peace. And I feel like, and bringing tranquility back into your life. Because I feel like you guys are the type of people who have a lot on your plate constantly, you know, like you're very active, you're overactive maybe even. And right now is a time to kind of, if you can, quiet it down. And since you have the Queen of Wands here again, like it's so interesting because previously it felt like a mother for the masculines, right? And I feel like now it feels like a combination of like a mother and a love interest. And I think you care about your mother a lot and you take on a lot of responsibilities on behalf of her because your mother is a very kind and caring and loving person and she's done so much for you, right? Not many people can say that. But I feel like even she would say like, honey, it's okay. I can handle this, you know? And because you kind of free up a little bit of room in that regard, I guess like it's kind of the catalyst for helping bring this romantic partner into your life because you put so much focus and attention onto your mother because you care about her and you care about your family, you care about your the people that are under your care, you know, and support and stuff. And I just feel like they're asking you to kind of bring that focus back to you a little bit because even though you care so much, it's like you have to balance. You have to have balance in your life because it's not fair for you to take up all those responsibilities because you're taking away from them learning their lessons too by doing that, you know? So yeah, that was that. I don't know why I started putting these cards away. I guess it's almost like you're in a rush to to clean up or to hurry your journey along. And the biggest thing that they're asking you to focus on in the month of October is, especially the first couple of weeks of October, is slowing down. Just slow down. Allow yourself to slow down, okay? Because you're always on a rush, go, okay? So now let's just get some general messages or advice for you guys. Oh, that's sweet. You have Write Your Own Fairy Tale. This is Love Notes. Write your own fairy tale. It's time to write your own fairy tale in your journal or on a piece of paper. Dream up your grandest fairy tale romance. Don't hold back. Imagine the love connection you have, the places you'll visit, the adventures you'll take. Putting your romantic dreams on paper will connect you to your heart's desire and bring you one step closer to manifesting your vision. Yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be attracting in love. And then we have the moon and Pluto here. And it's going to be a very deep connection. But first, like it's really, you don't need too much time. You know, it's not like I'm saying, oh, you need like 3 months of solitude to calm your mind and deal with this. Not at all. I just feel like you need a couple of weeks because you've gone through a lot, right? And yeah, that was like confirmation. You've gone through a lot. And the affirmation that just popped up too, because I have a little affirmation here, is I am grateful to the universe for helping me manifest my dreams. Okay, so manifesting your dreams, writing the fairy tale that you're trying to create into your life. It's just like, and so many sirens have gone on in your reading, you know. Take these 2 weeks to grieve and to focus on exactly what it is that you would like to attract into your life, you know? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Y'all, this came out in the last group too. Love. Oh. And then finances, divine consciousness, relationships, physical body, sexual energy, expression, and creativity. Okay. I feel like I'm doing a reading for a couple because the first group was the feminine energy, and you guys sound like the masculine energy that's coming into the first group's life, and you are, the second group is like predominantly sounding like the masculine energy, and we're talking about the feminine energy that's coming. I don't know, it's a mix. I feel like for some of you it's like cross watching, you know, like you're watching for your person to see where your person is at in their life. So if that's what you're doing, that's okay too. But yes, so with the general advice, right, and the final messages, and let's just roll the dice for you now too. We have, oh my gosh, this came out in the last group too. Jupiter, the number 4 came out in the last group, and then we have Leo and the North Node. Okay, so I just feel like with you guys, you are being, well, again, they're emphasizing the love in your life, you know, and I feel like, again, if you are having a little bit of a hard time with finances, it's like your finances are gonna pick back up. Like, I'm not seeing you having too hard of a time with money. I just feel like for the next couple of weeks, as you're arranging whatever is going on with those of you that may have inherited something or are settling something, or the funeral stuff, whatever it is, I don't think you guys are going to be in a financial rut for kind of like a long time or anything along those lines. I think that's going to be shifting towards the end or towards the middle of the month of October. With divine consciousness, and listen to your intuition here, and with the prayer, I just feel like you guys are really being asked to tune into yourself, which is why they're asking for the quiet time for the next 2 weeks, right? The first 2 weeks of October. Like, they're asking for you to quiet your mind and just connect with your inner guidance. That's what's going to lead you to your person, okay? And that's what's going to give you like this bigger burst of energy. And with the group 1, they got communication. You guys have expression. So, and creativity. Like, I feel like you guys have, and relationships, yeah, sexual energy. You guys have a lot of pent-up sexual energy, okay? And I feel like it's about time that you get to express it a little bit more, because I feel like you guys are uncommonly sexual in nature. So like, you need to have an outlet for your sexual energy a lot more frequently than others. So I feel like working out is probably really good for you. But they're also asking you to try out a creative endeavor. Like, maybe some of you guys are artists and you've been trying to do something just for fun for you, like woodwork or pottery or some kind of a crafting, like they're at, like with your physical body, you know? It doesn't have to be, it could also be music or whatever. But I feel like they're asking you to focus on your creativity, because I think that's not only your connection to God, but that's also your outlet for this kind of sexual energy that's going on there, okay? And with Leo, again, that's expression, creativity. I'm just getting so much excitement and energy from you guys. You guys are so sweet. And I feel like, again, there's energy with the mother. So you know what? I know I was saying how it feels like a father figure, but remember how I was also saying that some women can have masculine energy, or like if you're in a single parent household, the mother is the mother and the father, and they take on the role of a provider. So it could have been that maybe some of you guys lost a mother, because the mother figure does come in the readings a lot here. So I'm so sorry for your loss, you guys. And I just want to let you know that, you know, it's hard, you know. This is something that you will overcome. I mean, I'm sure you probably have gathered that much on your own, but you're never alone, You know, you're never left alone. The people who leave the physical plane, they never truly leave us. They act as guides in our lives, and that's why you have the ancestor spirit here. And the prayer, it's like you can always connect with this person that you have experienced a kind of loss with, or maybe a scare of a loss, you know. Maybe for some of you guys it was a scare, and that's what led to the praying. But yeah. And I just feel like, honestly, with this Jupiter, it feels like a 4 to me right now. So this feels like a 44. 44 is the number of the archangels, you know. That's like your guides, your spirit team is so strongly guiding you and with you. Okay, so they're leading you to something new and exciting and creative too. I feel like there's emphasis on that. They're leading you to the fulfillment of your guided life's purpose. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, group number 2, because I feel like you guys are just lining up even more so with what it is that you're meant to have in this life. Okay. All right, group. Oh, and you know what? Actually, I'm so sorry. I forgot to pull one more of your final messages cards. So I just want to do that now. Sorry, group 2, your reading has been all over the place, but I just feel like that's because you guys kind of focus on a lot all at once, and that's why they're telling you you need those first couple of weeks of October to like quiet your mind and just come into peace with yourself, because there's too much distractions. You're getting distracted by too many things, and it keeps you from dealing with what you're going through, okay, emotionally. Oh my goodness, look at that. We have the 5th house, Pluto, Mercury, and this is the end of spring. So the end of spring, I feel like this is when things start to really bloom, you know, and blossom. And so they're indicating that you're coming close to something that is going to be extremely fruitful for you. The 5th house, again, there was so much emphasis on creativity and expression towards the end there. So I feel like with that, and Leo is the 5th house, right? So they're just indicating, and you know what? The 5th house is the house of romance, y'all, okay? I feel like you just need this little moment of silence within yourself to kind of process what you're going through, and you're going to be bringing in, I heard, the love of a lifetime, but maybe that's just how you're gonna feel about this person, okay? And this is actually the beginning of fall. So I feel like this is a time frame for you guys. So it's gonna be happening, well, I mean, we are in October. This is an October reading, you know? But I do feel like it's gonna be happening in fall, you know, so it could be because you need those couple of weeks to yourself. So it could happen in those couple of weeks unexpectedly, but I'm kind of seeing you guys communicating with this person more so towards the last couple of weeks of October. Okay, so that was your reading, group number 2. I know it was a little sporadic. I'm sorry about that, but it's kind of how it came out for you guys. I hope it resonated. Please let me know in the comments down below if you could make sense of everything that was going on here, because there was just so much, and I feel like it's because you guys have so much going on in your lives, and that's kind of how you kind of go about life. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are interested possibly in a personal reading. All of my social medias and my website are down below, and how you can reach me and contact me. I also am now letting people know that I do make custom crystal bracelets that are I haven't made a bracelet that is the same for anyone yet, because they're so custom to whoever they're made for, and they're tuned energetically to the frequency and the desires of what the person is trying to attract into their life. Okay, so I'm really proud of these bracelets, and they're always very custom. So if you guys are interested, here are just 2 of them. I have different styles and whatever. These are just the fit for the day, okay? And yeah, so if you're interested, you can reach out to me through my website or through any of the ways listed down below. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and have a great rest of your day. Lots of love. Bye. Hi, group number 3. This is your group if you chose Camuel. The past no longer defines you. I'm going to shift your card over here, and I'm just going to get right into shuffling out what you're currently experiencing. and what you have the opportunity to release in the month of September or leave behind with the month of September and the first week of October. And what you're currently experiencing is also going to be a great way for you to really see if this is the group for you. Okay, so I'll be right back with your cards. Okay, group 3, so here we are. I feel like your reading is a little bit more straightforward, to the point. Group 1 was super long. You actually have a reversal, which I'm going to keep, which I normally don't do, but I'll explain it really soon. The cards that you guys got for what you're currently going through is the Devil, the Knight of Cups, the Hanged Man upside down, the King of Wands, the Chariot, and the Strength card. So I feel like what you guys are currently going through now is like you're cutting old ties and old patterns, which is why I think the Past No Longer Defines You is the card that you guys chose. I feel like there's still a little bit of resistance, but you guys have been doing so great at letting go of the resistance. And okay, I just got such a sharp pain in my chest on my right side. Okay, the right side is the father's side. Oh, group 3, oh my goodness. I feel like group 3, you've allowed your father side of the family to define who you are for a very long time. Or even when you started shifting that, even with the King of Wands, right? I just feel like you guys have a controlling father figure in your life, this dynamic. I feel like you've allowed them to kind of take control of your life for a very long time, or at least they felt like they controlled your life, and maybe you started realizing it later on and you started shifting that. So I feel like you guys are still cutting those karmic ties that you have with your dad and their side of the family, because I really do feel like it's impacting your love life, and it's impacting your willingness to receive light and unconditional love into your life. Okay, I feel like you are getting a couple of good friends that are coming into your life. It feels more so like friendships than anything romantic, because I don't think you guys are 100% in the place for romance just yet. Okay, I feel like you guys are still getting a little bit of heart healing going. And with the Strength card, I just feel like the universe is like saying, and I know this is not the word for everyone, not everyone likes the word God, but I feel like the universe is strongly saying like God is with you, divine is with you. Okay, guys, so I feel like you guys are going through a little bit of a rough patch where it feels like an emotional turmoil, like a bit of a tug of war, because of the whole thing going on with your father figure, or like a dad. I keep hearing dad instead of father figure. I keep hearing dad. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with what I'm hearing and apply to yourselves as you will, because energy is energy. It doesn't matter what gender. So it could be a mother figure who's been the mother and the father, or it could genuinely be your dad. But yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be getting a couple of good groups of friends that are going to help you see a little bit more clearly where it is that you're still holding on to those past things, where you're still being nice, and you're being accommodating when you don't need to be, because you're being accommodating and nice to a whole grown adult, who can handle their own life how they have to. So I kind of feel like you're on the cusp of setting yourself free, but there is a bit of kind of a resistance because you feel guilty. So you're going to be overcoming that, okay? What you have the opportunity to leave behind in this month, I kind of feel like when I was shuffling, I kept saying October. So I feel like this is definitely going to be bleeding through the whole month of October for you guys, because this is a really hard and big lesson for you. But I feel like the thing that you're going to be giving the opportunity of letting go of is overgiving and rushing to the aid of others, okay? Again, it's like tying into what's going on with your dad, and I think it established the kind of relationship dynamic that you have with other people in your life. So you're going to be letting go of the whole overgiving thing because it no longer serves you. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot more focus on healing, okay? And actually opening yourself up to receiving, okay, guys? Because again, I'm not seeing love for you this month. Romantic love, because I'm getting that you guys are just getting your heart open to receiving kindness. So I feel like you're going to be getting friends first. Okay, guys? Yeah, so I feel like that's what you're letting go. I feel like with you, it's really quick, simple, and easy. So yeah, like you're going to be letting go of your need to kind of rush in and help and aid everyone, you know, like say for example, if you see a homeless person and you give them money, and then you see another homeless person and you give them money again, and you see another homeless person and you give them money again. You only had $3 in your wallet and you gave $3 out because you wanted to be kind and giving and nurturing and caring, but now how are you gonna get your lunch, dinner, or whatever? I know that's a really bad example money-wise, because what costs $3 nowadays, you know, at least in the US. I'm based in New York, so in New York, you know what I mean? Like nothing, you can't really get a whole meal in $3 for $3, unless you're going to like a soup kitchen maybe or something. And I'm guessing that's free, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so I feel like that is very big with you guys. Now I'm going to shuffle out the cards for the rest of your reading, and I'll let you know what they are soon. One sec, guys. Okay, group 3, I'm back with all of your cards. So this is super interesting because you guys actually have the King of Wands again, right? But you also have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, which came up in the last two groups, which I think is kind of interesting. You also have Justice, the 8 of Pentacles, and then these are the cards in regards to what Divine wants you to focus on healing for the month of October. But this is what Divine wants you, or what your focus, what your material world focus is in the month of October. So what your material world focus is, you guys, I think the biggest thing that's coming through here is kind of like boundaries. And again, I'm getting camaraderie and friendship, okay? So I feel like you guys are going to be gaining a couple of good friends. I feel like there's going to be kind of like a healing going on with your father. Like I'm getting like healing dynamic between the father, you know, so whether you do it energetically or spiritually. I'm also getting so these are material focuses, right? This is about balancing your life, knowing when and where to give your energy, which is the thing that they were saying you're releasing throughout October and in September, remember, in the previous section. So I feel like with this Justice card, it's going to be but calling in balance, all things balance for you guys, okay? Yeah, so I kind of also see you getting a little bit angry throughout October. Sometimes, not throughout the whole month, but a couple of times, like I'm seeing it like your anger rise or increase, but I think that's just because you can see where the injustice is happening to you now. And so your friends are going to really help you overcome this, because honestly, these 3 kings kind of feel like good friends to you, you know? So they kind of feel like good friends to you that can help you see like, hey, like this King of Wands is like, hey, this isn't right, you know? And then this King of Pentacles is like, I don't know. I really feel like these are like 3, like, and this King of Swords too, right? It's giving you like practical, oh, you have a Queen of Pentacles. That's cute. I feel like the King of Swords is like really giving you like logical advice, like hearing you out, like hearing you, you know. The King of Pentacles is hearing you. This one is giving you advice. This one is showing you where the injustice is happening. This one is like listening to, it's like a whole combination, you know. I feel like you're going to really start getting your inner work done. I also see you focusing a lot on your career in the month of October. So that's kind of exciting, because I feel like you're going to be starting some kind of a project, or conceptualizing, starting some kind of a project. So that's pretty cool. Good for you guys. When it comes to what Divine wants you to focus on healing for the month of October, we've got Ace of Cups, 10 of Thunder, which is 10 of Swords, the Unseen, which is a special card just for this deck, and the Wheel of Fortune. We also have the Tower peeking through here, okay? With the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it is just chaotic things. I feel like you're not going to exactly know what is going to be coming up for you in your life. It's just going to be things that are revealed to you in a chaotic way through your friendships, through your progression as you're healing, and things that you're meant to be letting go of and releasing, you know. Like it's really time for October leading into November to be the last month of some kind of a cycle for you guys, so that you can begin the new year like anew, okay? Like Oh, that's so interesting with the unseen, the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. The Wheel of Fortune and Tower, I was just saying, it's like chaotic. It's you don't know what it is. And I just realized the unseen is literally that too. It's kind of like the universe is just going to be throwing things at you in regards to what you can and are going to be healing. And I feel like you're going to be releasing it through, I also heard serendipity, you know, which is interesting. But I feel like you're going to be releasing it through like emotional release. So I guess I can see like a little bit more crying and conflict, but it doesn't seem like you're going to be over crying. I just feel like there seems to be a little bit more freedom. What you're gaining through this is freedom, and they don't want you to control the situation, which is why they're presenting it to you in unforeseeable ways. They're going to be, it's almost like it's a bit of a surprise, because they want you to be, the way that it'll hit, the shock that you will get when you realize, oh my gosh, I have this to still handle and deal with. And I just saw 333 for you guys too. So, but yeah, it's going to be like, and you guys are group 3. So maybe 3s are a number for you guys now as well. Cause 3 is also friendship, you know, it's companionship, communication, which is interesting actually, cause one of your advice cards is communication. But yeah, that's what I feel like, you know, it's coming through as for you guys. It's just, it's the shock factor, which is going to help you heal it even faster, because you're just going to really see how much of an like you're like, wow, I've been tolerating this for so long. Like it kind of seems like that, you know. Then we also have the beginning of winter, the 7th house, Libra, Mercury, which is 3, right? Gemini is the 3rd sign. The bottom of the deck is Chiron, which is all about healing. This is the wounded healer, right? Then we also have, I pulled the energy, where is it? Oh, love letter to you. Okay, write a love letter to the most important person in the world, yourself. Consider 3 things you love about yourself, big or small. Write each one down and then go into detail about why you love that part of yourself. Explore it in rich detail. Flatter yourself as much as possible, as if you were writing a love letter to someone. When we learn to admire ourselves, we can show up with confidence, integrity, and self-love in our relationships. Love notes. Okay, so remember how I was saying, I'm also going to roll the dice because I feel like I should do that now too for you guys. And we have the 10, the 11, which, oh, the 11, that's the Justice card. And then we have Mars and Libra again. The 7th house is also Libra. The focus here again is your relationships. But again, I'm not seeing for you guys it's romantic relationships just yet. We are also currently in Libra season, and Justice is a Libra card. So you guys could either have Libra pretty heavy in your chart, or they're just indicating that Libra is a really heavy season for you guys, because I feel like that's the reason why you guys were taken advantage of before or overstepped before, because you're constantly striving to have peace in the situation, you know, but you didn't realize that you were tipping your scales to one side as opposed to keeping it balanced. And now is the time for you to actually be healing that. So I feel like even with your general advice cards, sorry guys, I'm just adjusting myself. I feel like with your general advice cards, that's one of the things that they're indicating for you. I feel like with your general advice cards, that's one of the things that they're indicating to you is this balance, this harmony, and that it's time for you to start speaking up about the things that you feel are unjust or unright in your life. And with Chiron, this is the wounded healer, right? This is literally healing. This is all about healing. And Mercury, with the 3 energy that we were getting with the friendships, it's like the communication is very big for your healing in general. Okay, guys? So, yeah, and I think that's why these friendships are so important as well. Okay? And the love letter to you, I feel like this is just part of your self-love journey, because I can see how you guys are going to be really hard on yourselves for what you experienced or went through, or what you allowed. Because remember how I said this is going to be like a shock factor? I think that you allowed yourself to go through this is going to like kind of piss you off, to be a little bit honest. So this is just a reminder to be gentle with yourself, and don't don't blame the victim, okay? Don't blame the victim. And that is you, okay, guys? I'm also getting with the 10, again, this is kind of communication with your father is what I'm seeing. With the 11, it's the injustice with the justice card and the Libra energy there. Mars, again, I feel like you guys are going to possibly be feeling a bit angry, like I said earlier, just because you're going to be seeing the injustice. So I think as you're working on creating your boundaries and like standing up for yourself and setting your boundaries, you're going to be a little bit like a little bit more angry, you know, whenever something happens that does trigger you a bit, just because you're working on healing. This anger is not going to last forever. It doesn't have to. I just feel like you're going to be a little bit quicker to anger because you're going to be seeing when the injustice is happening for you guys. Okay? All right, you guys, you have a really big, powerful healing journey ahead of you. And I just want to say I'm proud of you for all of the work that you've put in. I'm glad that you're coming into this realization for yourself now. And you know what, Group 3, if you ever need some kind of a support or something, you can always reach out. All of my socials and stuff are down below. And also, if you ever wanted to book a private reading, you can look into that in this description box. Sorry. I can't talk. No, I can't talk. I'm good. Okay. So you can look in the description if you want a private reading down below. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments if this resonated for you, if it really was a father or a father figure, or if it was somebody else in your life that was a very prominent masculine energy that kind of made you feel like injustice was done to you. You know, I'd love to hear from you guys if this resonated with you. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that I did create my website, right? I published my website. It's still a work in progress. There's still some things to be done. But one of the things that I'm offering as well is custom crystal bracelets. So for these custom crystal bracelets, just know that I have not made a bracelet that has been the same yet. You know, everybody's gotten their own kind of bracelet. So just give me, yeah. So everybody's got their own kind of custom crystal bracelet. So if you're interested, you can just reach out to me. Again, the info is in the description box below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, bye. Hi, Group 4. Sorry if you hear a very loud background noise. It's a little bit out of my control, but this is your reading. I'm sure you may have noticed the scenery change. I do believe this is probably a sign for you that you need a change of scenery. Maybe perchance you might want to take up a vacation, go to a cabin in the woods. I did that recently. It was great. You know, I feel like I sound a little bit like an infomercial, you know, so. But yes, okay, this is your group. If you chose Uriel, share your dreams, desires, and insights. Okay, guys, I'll set your card to the side here, and I'm just gonna shuffle out the first set of your cards, and then we'll get into your reading, okay? Hey, Group 4, so I've shuffled out your cards, and again, I'm so sorry if you hear the background noise. I don't know if you can hear it. It's very loud. It's a little obnoxious, but it can't be helped at the moment. This is another reason why I feel like you guys just need to get away. Like, you guys just need to kind of get a break from everyone. It's okay for you to take, even if money is tight or something, it's okay for you to take like a little 3-day break. Okay, guys, so let's talk about what you're currently going through. This will help determine for sure if this is your group or not. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it's a little bit more of a collective pickup, you know, so maybe not everything will resonate with you, and that's okay too. What I feel like you guys are going through right now, I feel like you guys are going through healing. I think a lot of people are going through healing in this time that we were having these crazy retrogrades and all of that. I feel like a lot of people were going through a lot of healing, and I feel like for you, the healing that was happening was your vision of what a true family really is. I think you're working on stepping away from that and letting it go. But I feel like you're also a little bit confined because you measured who you were through your definition of what family is. So I feel like you guys are the group that like took up the mantle of being either a mother or a father to your parents and other people in your family. And you've defined yourself as that for such a long time. You know, as like a caretaker for the people who are supposed to be taking care of you. So now that you're kind of shattering these beliefs of what family is, I feel like it leaves you questioning a little bit of who you are for yourself or to yourself. That's kind of where I'm seeing you guys currently, where your energy feels. Okay? Now let's see what it is that you get to leave, or you have the opportunity to leave behind in September as you enter into October. For you guys, I feel like you're being given the opportunity to leave behind your old pattern and way of thinking and believing things. It's funny because let me share the cards, by the way. We have the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords, Page of Swords, 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, King of Wands, Ace of Swords. So you guys have a lot of Wands and a lot of Swords. This is a kind of energy combination that leads to like anxious thoughts, anxiety, overwhelming thoughts. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more gentleness and calmness in your life. Okay, guys? And you need to be giving that to yourself, right? Which is why I think a little change of scenery would actually be very good for you. I'm seeing more so nature, you know. Maybe the city, kind of like going to another city would be great too, just for a little bit of a change. But I feel like going into nature will also, I don't know, if you can find somewhere that's a cross between both, like if you drive, go to a place with nature, but like visit a city, I don't know. I feel like it's, you know, it's a mix. You guys are a bundle, a little bundle of joy here we have with you guys. Okay, so I feel like that's something you get to leave behind, or that you can leave behind in September. I also feel like with this Ace of Cups, somebody you've been crying over is just not worth your tears, you know? And I think you know that, and you realize that, and you're questioning like why you're crying over this person. You're like, hey, why am I still crying over this person? It's been over, like, I'm also hearing like, am I just destined to kind of be alone since it never works out with anyone else? And it's like, no, you're not. You're not, okay? You're not destined to be alone. No need to get into the panicky thoughts. It just feels like a couple of things need to be reassessed before you can address these things, you know? Like the dynamic that you have within your family. I feel like that's a really big major role, because this just indicates that you take on a lot of responsibility and you're not used to having somebody help you, you know? So, and maybe when you do seek help, you feel like you're seeking it desperately, or you're being needy. So it does kind of feel like a little bit like abandonment issues, you know, from childhood. And it doesn't have to be physical abandonment. It could be emotional abandonment as well, or like, you know, like not getting the emotional needs met that you have. So what I'll do for you guys, I'll leave a meditation that is for abandonment issues that I found very personally powerful. You know, and maybe you guys will give it a little try. I'll leave it in the description box below next to your group timestamp, okay, guys? So maybe you can give it a shot, okay? And I'm just gonna make a little note of that so I do not forget. So give me 1 second. Okay. All right, guys, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing with this King of Wands, again, this kind of feels like your anxiety. And when you're in some kind of a relationship dynamic, I feel like you have this urge or this need to take care of everybody, and that's just not your role. That's not your place. It's not your job. You're doing yourself and them a disservice by taking on all of the responsibility. Okay, guys? So I feel like you can even have some communication going with some of the people in your life. Like, I'm just not going to be doing this anymore. You know, just letting them know. I don't think they'll be very receptive, though, to be completely honest with you. But it's just food for thought. You don't have to have this communication. It doesn't have to happen, you know, verbally. You can just show them, like, I'm not taking this anymore. Okay, guys? Yes, so let me just clean this up, and I also feel like you guys have kind of been focusing a little bit on the negative, you know? Like, you've been doing a little bit of self-deprecating, and there's no need to be doing the self-deprecating stuff, okay? You guys are great. Like, Rome was not built in a day. Neither will you get over the things that you have to get over with in a day or a month. You know what I mean? We all take our time to process things emotionally, and it's okay that it's taking longer than you would have expected. It's okay that you don't like that, but there's no need to judge yourself for it. Okay, guys? So now I'm just going to shuffle out the rest of your cards, and I'll be right back. Okay, group 4. So we're back, and I just wanted to say before I reveal all of your cards, I mean, they're here, but before I let them you know what they are, when I was shuffling, one of the things that I kept feeling, well, first of all, in What Does Divine Want You to Heal, which is this section in the month of October, I only got these 2 cards, and I just split the deck for these, and I was shuffling for some time, and nothing was coming out. So I was also feeling impatience, urgency, rush, and distraction a lot. And I got a pain on my left side. Is it the pancreas? Like, what I'm assuming is the pancreas, something like that. I feel like you guys are taking on way too much of your mother's burdens. Okay, guys? Like, you're taking on way too much of your mother's burdens. I feel like, or some mother figure, you know? So if, like, your grandmother is, like, your mother figure, if your father was more of a mother figure to you, whichever, you know? You guys are, I'm going to use the word mother just for ease, but I feel like you're taking on a lot of your mother's burdens, and it is taking a huge toll on you guys. Like, actual physical pains I'm seeing, you know? Like, some of your pains are not even your own, guys. Some of them are just from what you're picking up energetically from her. I feel like you guys are being too harsh on yourself, and you're being, like, you've worked a lot on releasing, right? That parental belief, but I still feel like there's a part of you that's being too harsh on you, and I think you're expecting to see yourself at a certain place, and you're not there yet, and it's like triggering this anxiety within you, you know? So again, I just feel like really try whenever you can to focus on deep inhales and exhales. Like, take a deep inhale through your nose, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then let it out through your mouth. Like, do that 4 times, you know, just to help calm your mind, to recenter yourself a little bit. Okay, guys? And I feel like you have big dreams and desires. But not only do you sometimes silence yourself, for some of you, because this is a general reading, remember, but others of you, I also feel like you hold yourself accountable a little too intensely about meeting those goals, you know? Like, don't start worrying about, oh, I've been trying to be this and this, and I'm still not there yet. It's okay, you know? That's totally okay. Everything happens in its own timing. There are some other things that they're asking you to focus on for now, okay? All right. And definitely, if you're up for it, I'm thinking you guys may need to do a little bit of cord cutting with your mom and your family in general. But I feel like your mother is, I feel like you don't feel like your mother favors you. Like if you have siblings, for those of you that have siblings, there's a good chance that maybe you may feel like you go underappreciated or something, you know? So it feels like a little bit of an emotional level of abandonment. I also picked up that you guys were kind of quirky earlier. But yeah, my group 4s always seem to be my quirky pal. I think sometimes my group 4s or 5s. All right, guys, now let's get back to your reading. So this row is what is your material 3D focus for the month of October. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Tower. Okay, guys. So your material focus, I feel like a lot of it has to do with your empowerment. Remember, we were mentioning cutting the cords with the family and being gentle with yourself and overcoming anxiety. I also just got chills everywhere and cold. So I feel like you guys need to nurture your bodies a little more. Okay, guys? I feel like you need to show up for your body a little bit. I think you're being a little too rough with yourself, and it's okay. We all go through that. But think of October as a month of coming back to me, right? Coming back to me. I'm taking this time to come back to me. So I'm seeing a little bit more prayer going on for you guys, connecting with your spirit guides, with divine source consciousness, okay? And I'm seeing like there is a really, really, really big need for you to be gentle with yourself, guys. Please, please, please be gentle with yourselves, because you've been abandoned a lot emotionally, okay? By family, by parents, maybe even by friends who you thought were supposed to be good friends for life. The last thing you need is to self-abandon, right? You deserve the love that you're seeking. You deserve to have love and happiness and joy and success and fulfillment in your life. And I feel like some of you kind of deflect certain issues. Like you think that you address all of them, but some of them you're just like, oh, I'm not ready for another issue today. And so you deflect or you distract or you turn to something like smoking or drinking or going out or refocusing your attention on somebody else when really you should be focusing it on you. Okay, guys? So next time you kind of turn to one of those old habits or old patterns of being or ways of doing things, bring it back to you. And recently, I had a relative who's a therapist or a psychologist, I'm not really sure, mentioned something called the box breathing, the square breathing method to help recondition certain patternings within us or something like that. So look into that. The square breathing, box breathing, something like that. Square box breathing technique, and I'm sure you'll probably find what you need to on that. Okay, guys? There's also this emphasis on urgency and rushing, and like they're saying good things come in time. I know it may be annoying to hear, but you need a little bit more time. This is where the gentleness is coming in, okay? I feel like your ambition is so great, but you're not 100% ready for the things that you want to call into your life just yet, because you still have a couple of things that you need to leave behind. Okay, guys? So your opportunities are getting close. They're becoming, you're getting a start with them. But it's just going to take a little bit more time, and that's okay, okay? That's where this month is kind of more focused on you anyway, your inner world, healing your inner world, okay, guys? In regards to what specifically Divine wants you to focus on healing, remember I told you these were the only 2 cards that came out. So then we kind of split the deck for this. So we have the Nine of Stones, which is the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Thunder, which is the Ace of Swords, which is funny because you had that in your last set of cards, the World, Eight of Thunder, which is the Eight of Swords, the Lovers with the Nine of Thunder underneath, which is the Nine of Swords, and then the Seat of Stones, which is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, guys, there's a lot of sword energy here, right? So the Nine of Stones, which is what they wanted you to focus on healing, this is all about self-worth and knowing and feeling and living and breathing in the fact that you have everything you need. They want you to focus on your abundance. Focus on your feeling of security, okay? Feel secure in the fact that all of your needs will always be met. Because I think that's where the anxiousness also comes from. It's like a survival kick, a survival instinct. Just know your needs will always be met, okay, guys? With Ace of Thunder, I feel like this is like a you kind of communicating with yourself and really coming to terms with the fact that you have certain needs that maybe you would not like to have, but you have them, you know? So how can you go about meeting these needs? Like, for example, say, for example, you're somebody who hasn't been in a relationship in a while, and you're like, I don't need a partner. I don't need this. I don't need that. But then you realize, actually, when you have this, like, kind of real talk with yourself, actually, I do need intimacy. Or like, say, for example, you have needs that you feel are a little bit more dark or taboo, or things that you really would like to elevate yourself above, like sexual needs and desires. Well, denying those needs and desires is only going to deny your needs. So your needs will not be met. How can you ever feel fulfilled or fully taken care of, you know? So instead, say, how can I go about meeting these sexual needs that I have? How can I go about meeting this need for intimacy? How can I go about meeting the needs that aren't so pretty or easily met on my own? How can I go about meeting those needs? You know, maybe if it's the sexual needs, then maybe you should take up self-pleasuring. If it's the intimacy needs, then maybe go spend some time with friends, or give yourself the hug that you crave. Go out just to be able to have, you know, like friends around you. You know what I mean? You don't have to deny yourself the things that you need. So I feel like that's what they want you to focus on. It's getting your needs met this month, okay? And with the world, it's like seeing how great and powerful you are. So don't you think that you, because you're like being represented here by the world, right? So don't you think that you deserve all of that? Like, truly, not just consciously think it, but on a soul, emotional, physical body, subconscious level too, way of seeing and feeling and thinking. Don't you really deserve the love that you're looking for, that you're seeking within yourself? Don't you deserve to have your needs met? You're the whole world. Of course you deserve it. You're worthy of it. It is your birthright. And as I'm saying this again, I'm feeling that pain in my left side. So I feel like some of these hurts and pains really aren't even your own. They come from your mother. Your mother has been abandoned, and so she passed on that abandonment and self-abandonment onto you. Okay, guys? You don't have to be carrying your mother's old wounds anymore. It's not your place. Okay, with the Eight of Thunder, I also feel like, what is the Eight of Swords? This is somebody who is like trapped, but in this deck, this person is freeing themselves from this entrapment. Okay, and again, that entrapment, I just feel like it's to do with your mother's side of the family. It's that abandonment from your mother's side of the family. Sorry guys, I needed to drink some water. And I'd like to take this as a reminder, as a reminder for you guys to maybe drink some more water. And again, it's like nurturing your body, right? This reading is all about nurturing yourself, getting your needs met, meeting your needs, okay? Because you can go on saying, I don't need love, I don't need romance, my time for a partner is done, you know? But the truth of the matter is, you want it. You really deeply crave and truly want it. So there's nothing wrong with wanting that. That becomes like very close to one of your needs. So Or how can what is it in a partner that you seek? Is it the intimacy? You know what I mean? Ask those questions, have that real talk with yourself to understand what it is that you're really looking for from this other person. And while you're healing and stuff, you can't just wait around for this person to come around to meet those needs, right? And you can't expect someone to meet your needs, right? We are the first ones who are expected, or not expected, but the first ones who should be meeting our own needs, right? And then anybody else will be supplementary. They'll just be like a bonus, an add-on, somebody who kind of treats me right and treats me how I want to be treated, because I treat myself how I want to be and need to be treated, right? Okay, guys, you've got this. You've got this. It's okay. Breathe it out. It's easy. Like, you can overcome this. I feel like it's just got a lot of kind of balancing going on for you guys, because even with the lovers being here, they emphasize the fact that the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Thunder, is here. The 9 of Thunder, the 9 of Swords in tarot is one of the most distressed looking cards. I mean, this person is up in the middle of the night crying into their hands. Distress. I feel like you guys have a lot of anxiety when it comes to love. And it's because a lot of your need for love has not been met. So it's time to have a little bit of this like shattering tower moment, where you see how this like lantern is being broken, and you're kind of getting clarity, true clarity, not clarity from the safety of your cell, but true clarity. And just as I said that, the sound stopped, you see, because it's like an aha moment. It is completely and incredibly time for you guys to get the clarity that you so deserve. Okay, with the Seed of Stone, it's like it's going to take a little bit of time. This is also the reason why you kind of have been blocking a real complete union and connection with somebody romantically. You know, blocking somebody really coming into your life that can give you those things. Okay, guys, and let's just check this card, final card. Ace of Stones. Look at that, Ace of Pentacles and the Seed of Stones. It's like you guys are, and you have the Ace of Pentacles twice. It's time for you guys to heal your material, maternal, and physical wounds and traumas, okay? Healing your wallet, I also heard. Healing your wallet. Okay, that's part of the journey too. Okay, guys? Now let's get some advice cards for you as final messages, all right? Okay, group 4, with your advice cards, I just want to say, I also heard the song Daylight by Vance Joy. So if you want to check that song out, I love that song. But I heard that song, and then we had the Leo, which is the sun. We have the actual sun here with the beginning stages of summer. That's what this card is. When this card came out, which is the 8th house, right? It came out like this. So it almost looked like 2 5s, right? 2 Roman numeral 5s. We also have the sun. Yeah, guys, sorry for the cut. Sorry about that. Yeah, I needed to do a little cut really quickly. But yeah, as I was saying, Daylight by Vance Joy. It's a beautiful song. And it's like the lyric that's sticking out the most is, "You are like daylight, babe." And then we have the sun that came out, right? Which we had the beginning of summer, but look how bright. This is the most sunshiny card in this whole deck. Leo is sun energy. We have celestial love, right? With the sun represents ego, truth, and the strength you have within. It illuminates the best parts of you and helps you share those parts with others without losing your sense of self. The sun pushes you to, which by the way, remember we talked about that, like reevaluating who you are based on how you reevaluate the dynamic of family. The sun pushes you to brighten every situation and relationship with the truest, most authentic parts of your personality. The sun is also associated with making sure you get what you deserve when it comes to love and romance. Okay? The power of the sun reminds you never to settle. Okay, guys? Then we have expression, dreams, which you did choose the dreams, desires, and and insights card, right? Share your dreams, desires, and insights, psychic abilities. We have, I said, expression, limitless. The bottom of this deck is journey into your heart, right? Which, funny enough, I didn't use this deck for any of the other piles, but for you, I just felt like I needed to show you that you are healing your heart. The heart hurts, but it will mend in time. I mean, look how beautiful this card is, by the way. And the bottom of that deck is, what does your heart want? Be free to manifest your heart's desires. Okay, guys, like there's such an emphasis on the fact that they're asking you to not only be patient with yourself, but to realize now is the time for you to have that real talk with yourself to see, what do you really want? Do you want this because this is how you want to show up in the world? Or do you want this because this is what you truly want, right? Are you wanting something because you feel like you need to be something for the world, just like you needed to be something to your family and to your parents, right? Just like you needed to be a parent to your parents, just like you needed to continue to hold that role of yourself. So do you want things because, do you want certain things because how you feel you need to make a contribution to the world? Or do you want them because you who matter genuinely wants them, right? Because the sun is all about ego. It's about self. It is the star. It is what the whole world revolves around. The whole solar system revolves around the sun, right? So instead of you trying to circle everybody's individual needs, realize that everything circles around you. Your needs and wants are important. They're valid, you guys. Okay, you are valid. It's important for you to express this with yourself more than anything else. Take this time in October to really assess, what do you want? Not what do you think you should want, not what do you think you need to want, but what do you actually want? It's okay if it's selfish. It's okay if it doesn't contribute to the planet or the world in any way. Okay, because the greatest contributions we can ever make is by following our dreams and our heart's desires. So take this Atlas-like world on my shoulders mentality out of it and really ask yourself, what do you want? Okay? Because your possibilities are infinite, they're limitless, and just know that, yeah, you've got to take a little bit more time with yourself. And that's just because you're going through a big, massive healing. Releasing ancestral karma and trauma and wounds takes time. And you guys have been doing it, you know, so I'm not saying you have a lot longer to go. That's not what I mean. I just mean, like, be gentle with yourself and respecting that it takes time. Because you would say that to anyone else. So why shouldn't that apply to you, right? Let's get one final message here. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up, you guys. We have the sun, Leo again, which is the sun, and then we have the moon and the ninth house. The ninth house is all about expansion. Okay, it is time for you to shine, my group fours. Your time has come. Your time, your era, not anybody else. So yeah, take October as a time to reassess what it is that is yours and that isn't. Cutting those ties between family that hold you back. And really focus on you. You are number one. Nurture your ego. I'm not saying be your ego, right? Where you're like, I'm the great, like not in an egotistical way, but think of the ego. The ego is the self-defense of a wounded child. Instead of thinking of absolving the ego and becoming a saint and one with God in this way, instead of thinking of absolving the ego, think about how you can integrate your ego into your healing. Because what you're really doing when you're healing the ego is healing a wounded child. That's that part of yourself. And with the moon, this is just talking about like the subconscious, right? So now this is the phase where it's all about you, group 4. And this is the expansion of of that, expanding that part of your life, that focus. Anytime you start thinking about other people, bring it back to you. You've done too much of that. And then with the moon, even actually, it goes perfectly with the dreams, right? The moon is the subconscious, but it's also your subconscious desires. So what is it that you really want to manifest into your life? Because the moment you start pouring that energy that you have within you, that you've been pouring out everywhere else into yourself, you'll start to see the things that you want coming into fruition. But when you don't see it happen after like 2 weeks, give yourself some time, because these things take time. So the biggest thing that they want you to do is have patience with yourself. Okay? And that was your reading. If you would like a personal reading, you can feel free to look at the link or the info in the description box below and see how you can go about booking one. All of the socials are going to be there, as well as the website. And I would like to say that I have started making these custom bracelets for people who would like a bracelet that's catered specifically to their energy or for their wants, needs, or healing. They're tuned with Reiki as well as other like light language, and they're specifically made custom for the person that they're intended for. I haven't made a replica of a bracelet yet because they've always been different. So if you wanted to see some photos of examples, which I have a couple of those, I can send it to you if you reach out to me. But yeah, you can request those on the site, or again through the information in the description below, and the meditation that I mentioned will be in the description below. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'd love to hear if it resonated for you or if there was something that really rung true. And yeah, okay, group 4, enjoy the rest of your day. Lots of love. Bye. Hi, group 5. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose Raphael. Give yourself time to breathe. I'm going to set your card to the side, guys. I'm going to shuffle out your cards and I'll let you know what they mean. We're going to do this reading in 2 sections, so I'll be right back. Okay, group 5, we're back. And I'm just going to let you know what your cards are. Your layout is a little bit different from the other groups because I feel like you have a little bit more cards or more messages in that regard. So yes, let's start out with what you're currently going through. I think this will help determine if this is actually your group or not. Keep in mind it is a general reading, so obviously not everything is going to resonate. So we have the King of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the 4 of Cups, the Chariot, the 5 of Cups, the Devil, and the 2 of Swords. So what you're currently going through, to be completely honest, one of the first things that I'm kind of hearing is divorce. So I feel like this could be for somebody who either went through a separation or a breakup, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be a legal thing, but it could just be a breakup or a divorce is what I'm seeing, because I'm honestly seeing like you guys are very different. And though in some light it could have worked, and I think you guys really tried to make it work, but there's too much ego involved, and I feel like you guys were trying harder than the party was, the second party in this, okay? And you tried to make it seem like it was more, like you were just putting in more work, and I feel like you've been getting red flags and signs for a while now, and it took you a long time to actually leave this person. And I feel like what you guys are dealing with now is the repercussion of that. I think that there's still some kind of a tie that this person, like I feel like you're just getting rid of the tie that you have with this person, but I feel like you kind of draw in the same kinds of relationships. Possibly because of this person, or possibly because it goes into further beyond this person or before this person. And I just think that some of you may even be thinking about this person or possibly thinking about going back. Again, this is a general reading, so not everyone is thinking about going back. I feel like some of you guys are like, oh, hell no, like I'm done with this person, that's it, the end, okay? By the way, I just feel the need to say for this group, if you see the devil card in a reading, it's not actually anything scary. It doesn't have to be scary. Most of the time it's not. Same thing with death, so don't be scared by this card, okay? It's not saying like actual pure evil or anything along those lines. It has a different meaning. But yeah, I feel like you guys have been distracting yourselves way too much. You've been focusing on the things that aren't meant to be focused on instead, because it's easier. Because you really wanted this to work. Because if, for example, you know, it kind of makes me think of Ross from Friends, you know, like how Ross got married with Rachel, and he was like, Rachel, because he had gotten married with Carol, right, his first wife, who became a lesbian. They got a divorce. He got married with Emily, but, you know, he ended up choosing Rachel over Emily or something like that. He got a divorce. Then they got married with Rachel in Vegas. And it was his third marriage. And Rachel was like, okay, yeah, let's just get the annulment. And Ross was like, can we just stay married? Because a third divorce, I don't want to be 3 divorce guys, you know? It kind of feels like that. It feels like you guys are in the place where you're like, I shouldn't have to have had so many relationships that failed or something along those lines. Like, so you try to justify or see if it can be made to work, you know? And that kind of mentality, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't mean to say it in a scary way. I'm just saying it like because I care. That kind of a mentality is a little dangerous because it keeps you stuck in situations that you should have been long gone from. Okay, so I feel like this is the energy that we're picking up in a general from you guys right now. There's a little bit of thinking about the past and this past connection that was very cold, to be completely honest with you. Didn't serve you, and it was possibly karmic. You know, you guys attracted each other from your wounds, from your hurts, from your traumas in this life. Okay? And I feel like you're still focusing on this as opposed to really completely 100% fully moving on. But I feel like you keep yourself from moving on by not focusing on the things that need to be looked at fully, you know, because it's a little too hard. Okay, guys, so I'm not trying to call you out. This is just how they're showing it, okay? Because I feel like you're such a passionate person, fiery person. Wands is fire. Fiery, passionate, you know, entrepreneurial, enthusiastic, active, overactive to some degrees, you know, charismatic, naturally flirty, generous, kind. And this person was very materialistic. It was all about the material world for them. And it just, because this is the Pentacles. Pentacles is earth. It is literally coins, right? It's the material. And it just didn't work. Because it's like they were stomping out your fire, or you were stomping out your fire. You know what I mean? When they were showing you who they were from pretty early on, kind of. But yeah, sorry guys, I didn't mean for that to be rough, but I think that's one of the things that, one of the reasons you chose this, right? With give yourself time to breathe. It's like you throw yourself into all these other things just to not look at what it is really that's happening here, because that's going to be too hard to accept. So it's like, give yourself a chance to breathe before maybe jumping into the next relationship or trying to force a situation because you don't want to be 3 divorce guy, right? You don't want to be somebody who's in your later years still single. Like, you should be in a family by now, you know what I mean? So you try to force a situation like getting married because I should be married by now, you know? So this person seems nice, and then you marry somebody just because you're trying to fulfill like some kind of a standard, you know, as opposed to really assessing what is good for you. Okay, so what are you going to be given the opportunity to leave behind in September and the next couple of weeks of, or the first couple of weeks of October? We have the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Swords, the Lovers, and the Emperor. A couple of things. I've noticed the Swords and Ace of Cups and the King of Swords have come out in a lot of these readings. So did the King of Pentacles. So did the Four of Swords. I feel like the Four of Swords came out in almost every single reading, so I feel like you guys are doing a lot of healing. Like just as a collective with all of the retrogrades, everyone is kind of forced into healing a little bit. So what you guys are being given the opportunity to leave behind. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a really big and a very, very hard one for you guys, but it's going to be leaving behind the mentality that everything kind of has to be done to a certain standard on your own. It's self-criticism. Okay, so I feel like this is going to kind of bleed into October for sure, because there's a lot of harsh judgments that you have on yourself because of staying in this situation for as long as you did, and you kind of still blame yourself, you know, and that's not helping you. With the Lovers being something that you leave behind, I feel like this is indicating this kind of relationship, this dynamic. You're finally going to be able to be given a chance to completely put this kind of a connection to an end, and this guy is the Emperor. Okay, oh my goodness, and you have the Empress right underneath. Yeah, you could have felt like this person was kind of like your soulmate. Like they were your person. You really, it was so hard for you to leave or let go because you really felt like they were the one. Like they were the one. Like maybe they scapegoated you or they lied to you in some way, but maybe you just craved it so much that you saw, like, to your feminine nature somebody was masculine or vice versa, and you saw what you wanted in this person. Not that they actually had those traits, but you kind of saw like a glimpse of one of them and projected the rest onto them, and you really thought that this was going to be your one. And I feel like you guys have a lot of devastating things in your heart to heal still, and in your mind. I really feel like you still have to cry it out a bit, to be honest with you. Like you still have to cry it out. And with you guys, I'm getting a lot of food. Like I'm getting food. So like food is therapy, or focusing your energy on food. But you know what? Or cooking or nourishing. Because what is food? It's nourishment. It's nourishing. It's providing, right? It's providing. It's meeting a need. So I feel like that's what you guys are doing. You're running to the next person who's going to meet a need for you, when the only person who can meet your needs is you. You know, so instead of you meeting all of the needs that you have within yourself, you project those needs onto somebody else. And that's why it makes it so hard to leave behind a relationship that no longer serves you, because you look at this person not as somebody that you want as a healthy person, but as somebody that you need. And how are you supposed to leave a need, an essential to your life being sustained? It's very hard to leave a need because we need it, right? But when you get to a point where you meet your own needs for yourself, the people that come into your life, those just become accessories. They become wants, you know? And they become choices. Instead of clinging to someone that you feel is a need, you don't have a choice in that. You stay because you don't have a choice. They're meeting a need, or you think they're meeting a need. But with a want, it's a choice. I want you. I choose you. That's real love. That's freedom in love. A need is clingy. It's suffocating. And it'll keep showing up until you meet your own needs. So I think it's kind of like assessing, what needs do you have? This is what you can get a chance to leave behind, essentially. It's like overgiving, because you're trying to keep the person that you feel you need in your life, when really the only person that you need is you guys. Okay, it's yourself. So let's see. I'm gonna clean this up and I'm gonna shuffle out the rest of your cards. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, group 5, we're back, and the top cards here are going to be what is the material world focus for the month of October, and the bottom cards are going to be what does divine want you to focus on healing in the month of October. So let's start with the material focus of the month of October. We have the 9 of Cups, the Devil, Judgment, King of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and 7 of Cups. I feel like some of you guys are moving home or moving house, and so the main focus in October is going to be to set up your home, set up the foundation of your home, make it a space that you love and enjoy. Instead of maybe if you had focused on cold decorations, high class, elite decorations in the past, focus instead of cozy, warm. Do you feel like your home is a representation of your soul, of your heart, of the things that you want? I feel like you guys have been so disconnected from the things that you want because you've been allowing yourself to be a shadow behind other people to keep them staying in your life, that use this home as a healing space to reconnect with the things that you want. I feel like it's going to be a little cold at first, but you're going to find a way to make it cozy. It doesn't have to be cold, okay? I also feel like another material focus for you guys, I think, is your healing. Your healing is a really big focus with the Devil card here. It's just really showing like Capricorn energy. So for me, that's showing like the material things, right? Going into material things. So I feel like a lot of you are like spending money, buying things to kind of decorate your house. And if you guys aren't moving into a new house, because I know it's a general reading, then I feel like some of you could be planning it or preparing for it, or just redecorating your home in general, or your space, or space that is considered your own, like your room or something if you're in a shared home. I feel like the change of stuff is good for you. Get new stuff for a new beginning. I'm also seeing you could possibly be getting into a relationship with somebody that you think is good for you, but I don't think you guys are, how can I say this? I feel like if you have siblings, connect with your siblings first before getting into another relationship, you know? It's not to say that you should avoid relationships. It's just, if you can, focus on yourself, which has been the issue the situation this whole time, right? Is the focus kept being pulled away from you. Bring it back to you. Heal yourself. Heal your dynamic with the opposite, or like the gender that you're interested in. For a lot of you, I feel like it's the opposite sex. So heal your dynamic with the opposite sex, okay? Or whichever, again, gender that you're interested in. So if you're interested in men, heal your dynamic with men. If you're interested in women, heal your dynamic with women. Because I just feel like when you heal this dynamic you have with all of them in general, it will come through in the romantic partner that you attract. Okay, guys, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more of a focus here, if that's okay for me to guide you in that direction. I also feel with the Nine of Cups, this is about fulfillment. So again, I'm kind of getting like you're cleansing the energy. You're cleansing the energy in your life, which is good, which is why I guess it feels like you guys are moving house, or you're getting new furniture, or redecorating or something, getting rid of the old, in with the new, you know? I also feel like you may think that some things have to get done a little bit more overcomplicatedly. Wait, did I say that in English? You may feel like you need to get some things done a little more complicated than they actually have to be done. Like, I think that it's not as complex as you kind of make a situation. It's more so about bringing it down to simplicity for you guys today, or in general. Okay, then we have, what does Divine want you to focus on healing? We have the Lovers, Seed of Thunder, which is the Page of Swords, the Tower, Two of Cups, Eight of Cups, the Moon, the Unseen, which is specific to this particular deck. And isn't this such a cute back? Look at the gold and the gilding of gold. It's very pretty. Okay. You guys also need to drink water. Okay? I feel like water is important. Water is essential. Think of water not as a task or a chore, but as a way to help cleanse the energy in your body. Okay? If that helps for anybody. Okay. So what Divine wants you to focus on healing in the month of October. Again, we have the Lovers card, which is interesting. You guys have so much energy about love. And the Two of Cups, this is literally, you see, can you see it actually? This person is pouring into this person is pouring into this person. both people are equal, right? They look the same. They're pouring the same amount of water. It's equality in love. Okay? And look at this Eight of Cups. This person is nurturing themselves. They're drinking for themselves, right? So I feel, and the moon is the unseen, right? And the moon is your subconscious. Okay, so I just feel like you guys, the emphasis for you on healing is healing the dynamic. Remember how I mentioned here with the King of Cups, the dynamic that you have with the gender that you're attracted to? Like, for example, if you're a woman, did you feel like you have to be a slave to men because of your upbringing, because of how your father was, or something along the lines, because of your culture? If that's the way you felt, then that's the way that you become in relationships with men. If you're a man and you felt like you have to carry all of the burden, shoulder everything in the relationship, because a man has to stay quiet because that's what your family says, and they just have to carry the burden. That's what your family said. That's what the culture said. You know, that's not fair to you. And so anytime you see a woman, you end up attracting women who are super needy, because it's a fundamental belief for you is, I need somebody that I have to be meeting their needs. You know, I have to be taking care of someone, as opposed to sharing. Because what is a real dynamic of a relationship? I mean, look at this card. These butterflies, they're just enjoying life together. That's what a relationship really is. It's like somebody that you spend life with, you know, that you enjoy your life with, that you enjoy experiences with, that you share love with and laughter. It's not people meeting the needs of others. Because first you have to meet your own needs. These butterflies, by instinct, they don't go feeding each other, right? This butterfly feeds itself. This butterfly comes to feed itself. And because they're both nurturing each other, they meet along the way, you know? And they just fly together because they enjoy flying together more than they enjoy flying separately most of the time. You know what I mean? So, but that doesn't mean that they can never fly separate from each other. No, of course, they would fly separate from each other every once in a while. Right? So it's like that. That's what they're asking you to focus on healing here. They're asking you to focus on your subconscious beliefs around relationships and dynamics of relationships, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. Okay? And instead of becoming a sacrifice, becoming an equal. Okay, so they're asking you to walk away from those old limiting beliefs from your parents, from your culture, from your past, from society that holds you back, doesn't serve you anymore. Really address the thoughts and beliefs that you have, like write them down on a paper and see, oh, this is the fundamental belief I have about this or this or this. I've noticed that this is what I feel like I need to be with my partner, and this is what I need to do for them, and this and this and this. And not just your romantic partner. See the same thing about your family. What do you feel you have to meet the need of in your family? You know? And then see, like, you'll be able to read it and see, like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't logical. This is silly, you know? So I feel like they're asking you really to focus on just cleaning up your space, your physical space, your mental space, your emotional space, like cleansing those emotions, cleansing your whole body, and just really getting yourself to start from fresh, okay? Because otherwise, if you go in cleansing your physical space, but you carry this mindset with you everywhere that you go, you're just going to keep repeating the same cycles, you know? So yeah, let's just get a couple of general advice cards for you guys too. So let's see what we have for you. Also, look at the backs of these decks. Aren't they pretty too? I don't know why I'm showing you the backs of the decks, but there they are. I feel like some of you guys picked up fundamental beliefs about your gender or your sex from your father, and they haven't been very healthy. So they're asking you to release those, okay? Like, what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a woman? You got those beliefs kind of from your dad. The limiting ones. I'm not saying your mother didn't give you any limiting beliefs, but that's just what I'm feeling strongly here. Okay. For advice, we have the last quarter moon. Yeah. the last quarter moon, Saturn, which is interesting because we had the devil twice now, and Saturn is Capricorn, the devil, that's all tied together. We have Leo, we have solar eclipse, and on the bottom we have, what is this called? Waxing gibbous moon. Almost reaching the potential, right? Let's just get a couple of more cards before I start talking about these. So I'm gonna grab one of these love cards. Okay, that one popped. Interesting. You have Virgo. I was just talking about cleaning it up, right? Virgo is literally, like, for me at least, the sign of like cleaning house, cleaning up, organization, and all of this stuff. So that's interesting. And then there's one more deck I wanted to use. Actually, I wanted to use 2 decks for you guys, 2 more decks. So advice for group number 5. And for those of you who are expression. Throat chakra stuff has been coming out for basically every pile. And then you have love. That has come out for almost all the piles too. And I wanted to use one more. Which one? This one? Okay. I'm excited because you guys are the only ones I use this deck for. So this is a new deck. I haven't actually used it in any readings yet. But we're just going to get a little bit of advice from this deck too for you guys, okay? Because I feel like you guys need some, you guys are transitioning to get some lightheartedness in your life. But I say this because I care. Don't think that it's just going to flow super easy. You guys have got to put in the effort, okay? And it's okay if you self-sabotage. That happens. It's normal. But just work on trying to catch yourself doing it, and each time it's like you'll catch yourself a little sooner and a little sooner, you know, so that you can completely stop yourself from repeating those same patterns and cycles from the past. Okay, guys? It needs to come through for group number 5. On the back of the deck, we have, oh my goodness, this literally wanted to reveal itself. Look what it is, you guys. It's the devil. And then we have 2 of coins, which I'm going to just put here. We have that devil card. We have the 3 of cups. We have the hermit. The King of Wands, 10 of coins, 10 of wands, and the Ace of coins. Okay, and let's start with reading your message from the Virgo card. When it comes to romance, Virgo tends to hold back their feelings. They typically wait until someone else declares feelings to them and asks for something in return before opening their own heart. Virgo can overthink their emotions and rationalize matters of the heart. Letting their desires and feelings guide the way is challenging, but once they open up, they'll be in it to win it. Represented as the maiden, Virgo is patient, giving, and people-pleasing, and should be shown appreciation for their kindness and tender love and care. Okay, I'm also going to roll the dice for you guys now as well before I finish up with that. So we have number 1, or the Magician. We have Uranus, Sagittarius, and the 6th house, which is the house of Virgo. So, okay, Virgo is also your work ethic as well. So I just want to say the definition that I read with Virgo, cute, whatever, but I have my own meaning for this card for you guys. For the Virgo card, again, this is emphasizing the cleaning up, the advice of cleaning up your inside world, your internals, your emotions, okay? Then with the Saturn, and you guys got the devil 3 times now, y'all. You got the devil 3 times, okay? This is like some serious emotional trauma that you guys are navigating through. It really is, like, it's a heavy emotional trauma, which is why it's going to take some time, and they're asking you to have patience with yourself. And right now they want you to kind of focus on your friendship relationships, okay? focus on friendship and camaraderie as opposed to romance, because I feel like it's a little too soon for you guys for romance. With the Devil card coming out like 3 times, there's a good chance that you guys have, and Saturn being here, that you guys have Capricorn energy in your chart, or a lot of heavy Saturn placements. Okay, in regards to advice, yeah, with the solar eclipse, it's like it's time for you to fully see what you've been hiding from yourself, or what you've been ignoring or not wanting to look at. Look at the childhood traumas that you have with the Leo card here, right? Look at the childhood traumas that you have. And with this last quarter, it's like, let this be the way that it ends. Do you really want to step into the next year repeating the same cycles over and over again? Or do you want to kind of put this to an end? You know, you're being given an option here. I also feel like there's a lot of singing going on in your group. So I feel like you guys definitely need to express yourself. You guys are really repressed in your expression of your throat, of your speech. You hold things in a lot, you suppress. And the suppression is only making this like trauma stuff that we got talking like worse, you know? I feel like the expression is also like expressing to yourself exactly what it is that you've been hiding from you more so than anyone else. That it's been hard for you to look at. The Hermit, I feel like the 3 of Cups and the Hermit, I feel like they're asking you before you go into romantic love to just kind of feel fulfilled and nourished with platonic love, with friendship and kindness, and going into your own little world and healing, and just feel family love, right? And you see communication underneath it all. Feel family love right now. I feel like that's what you guys need more than anything else. And with the King of Wands and the 10 of Coins, the 10 of Coins again, it's like a family card. It's stability in your home life. It's the home. And the King of Wands too, and the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is like, you see this person is carrying all of these candies, all of these lollies, all of these burdens, right? So it's like, it's just, I feel like with all of these cards, again, they're emphasizing cleanup. And with this 2 of Coins, it's like a balance, finding the right balance between going out, having time with your friends, and really focusing on you. And I'm not talking focusing on you like cleaning up your home. No, I'm talking like focusing on you, like sitting in silence and really understanding what it is that you're thinking and feeling and wanting. Okay, guys, I feel like that is your reading. I know it was a little jumbled with the Sagittarius. Again, this is just showing me like you're getting an opportunity to expand or grow. I also feel like the end of November can be a prominent time for you. For what exactly, I'm not entirely sure, but I just feel like, you know, the end of November could be a good time for really a deep, thorough clean before winter really starts. And with this one, again, it's making me think of the Magician card, and I don't normally see the Magician card as this, but it's making me think of cleanup. Again, I feel like your song is like cleanup from Barney and Friends, you know, clean up, everybody. Like, I feel like that's what's going on with you guys. And with Uranus, it's talking about bringing in change. Okay, it's time for a change. All right, group number 5, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated. Please leave a comment down below letting me know if it resonated with you guys, or what specifically you feel rung true. Hopefully it didn't feel like a personal attack or anything like that. I know it felt like a lot of calling out possibly, but this is just how they were telling me to deliver the message. Okay, guys. Oh, leave a like. That would be great. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And definitely leave a comment down below. I also wanted to let you know that I'm leaving all of my socials in the description box below if you guys are interested in a private reading, or a personal reading, I should say. I do work with my clients to kind of help. It's not just like a, oh, will I get the job kind of thing, that we can address those questions too. I do work with my clients a little bit more in regards to seeing the obstacles that they have in their life, where they're coming from. Remember, this was a general reading. If we get a little bit more personal, we can find out a little bit more, and actually helping give you guys the steps to start healing, so that you no longer bring in the obstacles and stuff, or self-sabotage into your life, and you can actually start moving forward towards things that you want, you know? Only if you want, of course. But yeah, so that is an option that I do with my clients as well when we do readings. So you can reach out to me if you would like a private reading. Again, everything is down below, socials, all of that stuff. I also wanted to let you guys know that I have started selling custom bracelets, okay? This is something I've been doing for some time now. I have a bunch more that are more colorful and all of this stuff. These are just the ones that went on theme with today. And these custom bracelets, I have not made a duplicate for anyone yet, because they're that custom. Everybody gets their own little individual flair, their own individual stones. The bracelets get attuned with Reiki, light language, and they get specifically tuned to the person that they are made for, to help either bring in what it is that you're desiring, or heal, to help healing, facilitate healing. Because really, what is healing? It's not like somebody just goes and heals you. What they do is work with you to help you heal yourself, you know? So yeah, if you're interested in a bracelet, you can send me a message. Again, all of my links and stuff will be down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy the month of October. Bye, guys.